franchise up now. Now I'm getting the women to support the Eat a Booty game.
Wait.
Wait, who is it?
Wait, when you say women to support the Eat Booty game, you're saying women is eating the booty?
Yeah, women eating the booty, G.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't know whether to make noise for that or not.
Yeah, I get out.
Yeah, wait, what?
I get out. Hey, listen, man. Check this out.
All right, Trick, you don't have your legs in the air, though.
It depends.
How many times?
Give it up one time for the show, where they gon' shoot from the hip. I say 2 times for the host, give us a moment to sip. It's not for the faint at heart, cause they caught it like they see it. Give me a gunshot for the truth. Not always want it, but need it. Tune in weekly to get some game from the Montoyas and Reese. Good for perspective, some commentary and a word from the street. Add some humor, some music talking. We done had our fun, but the show is never complete without mentioning black.com. Shout out to all the supporters, people who keep this afloat, patiently waiting for that new show notification to post. If this your first time listening, take it smooth and just sit slow and consider this your welcome to the Shoot from the Hip show.
And Watertop, my damies. Welcome to the Shoot from the Hip show with your boy Montoyas and D Reese. And we are joined by an esteemed guest, my Uncle Les. Yeah! Here we go.
Train me, sir.
And we back. All right, y'all. Catch us at 559-825-7468. That's 559-825-SHOT. ShootFromTheHip.xyz is where you get all of our content. And a beautiful donate button. Shoot from the Hip, what is it? Shoot from the Hip 1@gmail.com is the email. Shoot from the Hip show everywhere on Instagram and Facebook. From the _hip on Twitter. And there we go. We got the deets out the way. Now I got a joke.
Go ahead.
All right.
Remember who's here.
All right. I got this. All right. What part of the body never wins?
The tank.
The feet. Boom, Ching in the house. And you went straight there.
I'm just saying.
God dog it, boy. Talking about remember who's here.
Hey, I'm just saying.
All right, man. What's going on with you?
So we here, man, with Uncle Les in the house. How you feeling?
Ausgezeichnet.
Okay, there you go. Speak up a little bit in that mic.
Let me move it closer.
There you go.
I was gonna sit.
Yeah, and we're recording on a Saturday, so we're getting this out the way. The weather look good.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to be outside doing something.
Yeah, we're hitting them links.
Not today. I actually haven't. I was gonna go to the gym last night, but my wife had plans to go shopping with her friend, go eat. So
you had the youngsters.
Yeah, I know them to get up and try and hit the gym early on Saturday, and then they can have the rest of the day, unless we have something planned. Didn't work out that way.
Yeah, there's nothing like daddy duty.
But I did get it in. Got it in last night though.
Okay.
We got this group message that we have for the black dudes in the neighborhood. Not everybody, but a lot of us. And it's called the Brothers of Sienna. So they were saying they was gonna get up and they was gonna
drinking that Dr. Pepper.
They was gonna go to the to one of the pools. And then they was gonna smoke some stogies and sip because we chat, but nobody never was been around it. Not everybody has met.
Oh, for real? So y'all all chatting? Some of y'all are strangers to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we I had a prior commitment, but they continued to chat. So I'm like, oh shit, well, y'all still out there? Yeah. So I'm like, I didn't know if I needed to chill. Hit Hojo, all right, man, you got to chill because I didn't want to come home.
Yeah.
Like, man, Hojo, like, hey, man, get you one of these fold out chairs right here. Swung on over there. Man, had my stogie, man, kicked it like players, man. Talked all kind of noise and had a good time, man.
I like how you got yourself into this group so quick.
Hey, man.
You didn't talk to your neighbors on the other side of town.
Well, hey.
Now y'all in a secret group.
What's the difference? What made the difference?
I think it's a north side, south side thing. It's that 45 South, 288.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
All right. Well, you mad friendly around here, son.
Yo, B. Oh, but speaking of that.
Okay.
So I got a text message the other day. No, in the group. Like, hey, who going to this game? They talking about the high school football game.
What game? What high school?
Ridge Point.
The fake Ridge.
Hey, Ridge Point
Yeah.
and Dickinson.
We were watching that.
It was
Uncle Les, what were we watching that?
Yep.
That was the game of the week.
Yeah.
So you watched this game?
We watched part of it.
Yeah, it
Did
was
you,
on.
did you watch to the end?
No.
Did you watch? What did you see?
I just saw them playing. I didn't pay attention.
Oh, that was a good ass game, dog. Man, I was blown away. Just how well they competed, and just the way the tide was swinging on each side.
It was
Point.
competitive.
It was very competitive. Started out great, but then that Dickinson, man, they put in this little black dude, man, and he looked and moved like Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
Put him at quarterback.
You could have said Montoya.
Oh, well, that too. When I tell you this dude would get that ball, they snapped him the ball as the quarterback, and he ran it every time. Every time.
What was that? What did they call that?
Wildcat.
Pistol
Wildcat. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but this was like obvious. It was no trickery. Like, I'm finna run this mug.
Hey,
And he
they
just
can't
did
beat it.
He made it work.
They couldn't, but they wound up losing. They wound up making the guy fumble, and they kind of hobbled him a little bit, and they wound up pulling away at the end. But man, that's probably that's the best high school football game I've been to in a long time. Not that I've been to many, but
Where was it? Where did the game take place?
in Alvin,
Oh man,
because they doing renovations to Mercer.
I got my finger busted in Alvin playing football.
I thought you should say something else.
Like what? Hey man, you know who we have here, right?
I know. He don't know them handing on signals.
Why you keep doing that?
He might know this. First down, offsides, delay a game. Everybody don't know what this means right here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
I think a lot of people do, man.
Okay.
Give them some credit.
Okay. All right. My bad. I ain't know you was here. But okay. Yeah.
No, I'll keep it smutty.
So we went
that way.
to a high school football game and then had another good time. Like, man, this is crazy, man. I ain't never had this kind of business over on the other side of town.
This is
man.
your new social group?
Yeah, it
I
seemed
went
like
to the
it.
game. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right, man. Good, wholesome, clean fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also went out last weekend. I went out with my wife's friend. It was her birthday. And you know, you the same as me. I hate these group dinners.
Oh man.
You know, got one or two waiters, or we got a waiter and an assistant that's helping, and you know, you got somebody over there complaining about their food, and people getting their food at different. It's just so annoying.
Yep.
It's best to just do that shit at home.
I didn't order that.
Yeah.
Sitting in the
What's
bag.
this on this ticket? Oh, that's cold.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah. Anyway, it wasn't too bad, but we got our check back, and I forgot all about this. I'm just so used to being nice. My wife, I said, "Hey, you handle that." Because if I don't feel like doing my times tables, I just do 10, 15s, 20s. You know, I do it in 5.
Yeah.
But I said, oh shit, we are in a big group. They already put the tip. I'm like, do we give more? She said, hell no.
No.
So I'm like, my question to you, if we go out in the group and the gratuity is put, do you add more?
No, because it's usually 18%, and that's plenty.
Yeah, so.
Unless you got some extraordinarily exceptional service.
Okay. I was just trying to make sure I wasn't.
No, when they add it, no.
You weren't the cheap black guy that makes the rest of us look bad?
Nah,
I'm not leaving a tip.
I never been that, but I believe tipping has gotten out of control these days. Way out. Everywhere you go. The cleaners. Remember, I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like
Tipping
everybody.
at the cleaners.
Yeah, they little tip jar.
I tipped my barber.
Oh, I saw something somebody posted on Facebook today. They did a food tax. That's in case you don't tip.
That's already added?
Yeah, they put
Food
it in
tax.
taste bar.
Does it go to the server?
I don't know. I just saw somebody posted the receipt. They were talking about it.
I did see
You
that.
saw the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, if I ever see that, I'm not going back to that place.
And they always got an excuse. The price of beef went up. No, fuck all. It's
It
always an
did.
excuse. But fuck all.
That's why brisket is so high now.
Brisket is not that bad. It's $60.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be 40.
Okay then.
But I'm just saying, it's still it's
That 30% increase, 33% increase.
but
it hurts.
I don't want to make his head hurt with timetable. But
Yeah.
no, but it's still manageable to go spend $60 on a slab of meat that's gonna feed you for a whole week. I'm just saying, if you do the math,
Yeah, well.
we just
Yeah, I get you.
And everybody got a YouTube channel talking about brisket, so of course it's going up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's nothing to do. I believe it's just the popularity, and then people are riding off of it too.
Okay, some of that maybe.
That is what I think.
Yeah, well, speaking of brisket, I finally got my barbecue pit delivered to the house.
I saw that.
Oh, man. And I cranked it up like the very next day.
Oh, go ahead.
See what I'm talking about? Uncle Les, I told you.
Yeah, he's bad as I am.
Yeah. So I got a couple slabs of ribs, some of that vintage pie burn sausage. You know,
In it.
Yeah.
Good word to use.
Hey,
According to
man.
that sauce.
Pie burn.
Yeah, Pie Burns is a store, like a local
Okay.
meat market / grocery
So you went
store
ahead
type.
and smoked it and ate it all up before Uncle Les came down.
No. Yeah. We pass it around.
Well, I didn't tell him I was coming. For the
Okay.
record.
But I knew you were coming.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your brother told me.
All right.
Because he, I think because of you, he had to buy like some new tires or something. I think he told me.
That's
What he
right.
said.
Yeah, he told me.
That's
Because I
right.
didn't rent a car this time.
Yeah, he told me you got whiz. Yeah, he said, man, I had to go buy some new tires.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I knew.
I knew too.
Okay.
Man, why you doing that?
Oh, are you going to
Because
church
he's
tomorrow?
trying to point
Oh,
out
finish
you
your
didn't
story.
fix me a plate. That's what
Well,
he's talking about.
look, that stuff got gone so quick because the old lady, as soon as she noticed that I was about to smoke the pit out, she turned it into a feast. Oh, man, she jumped in and asked, man, that kitchen got busy.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to just do a little, you know, because it's been a while,
Yeah.
you know, trying to dust the cobwebs off. And here she goes. And now all the family's showing up. And now we got passing out plates. I dropped some
Uncle
off
Les.
over there at Dad's house. I don't know if you got any of that.
What I saw in the tubs,
Yeah.
I ate some out of each one of those tubs. I didn't know what
Well,
I was
see,
eating, but it was good.
You got you some of it
Okay,
there.
all
There,
right.
there we go.
All right. I'm happy.
Nah.
Nigga. Oh, you know why we earn the term nigga? You know, because of the verbiage that we use when we talk to one another. When I go to my contacts, instead of putting your name in, sometimes I actually put nigga. I promise. I'm not playing, dog. It's a true story.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And you know what happens on my phone? When you text me, you know how they have the suggestions
Yeah.
of what to type?
Yeah.
Nigga.
With some attitude. Huh?
Yeah. With an H at the end.
Oh man.
Yeah, those phones are too smart, man.
Yeah. So how Uncle Les, how has your visit been this time? Did you get accomplished everything you wanted to
Very
get accomplished?
relaxed. You know, I think we have a rental down here, and the fellow that's in there and I have become friends.
Mm-hmm.
And every time there's an issue, I fix it right away.
Okay.
This last time, it was a garbage disposal. And, you know, all you have to do is put the wrench in there, back it up, and it works fine. Mike, get the wrench, back it up. I don't think I can. I don't know if I might mess it. Get the wrench and back it up. He wouldn't do it. It cost me $265. And when the plumber called me to say, Mr. Knotts, the job is done, I yelled at him. You didn't do the job. All you do is put that wrench in and back it up and turn it off. So, and he went quiet. I was loud talking to him.
Yeah.
So this time when Mike said the garage door wasn't going up and down, I said, I never met a garage door I can't fix.
Uh-oh.
So I said, you just wait till I fly down there and I'll
Hey,
fix it my
there we
darn
go.
self. So I went down there and got a shovel and straightened out that rail.
Oh, did you?
There you go.
Okay.
Put a little grease on there, up
Yeah.
and down, up and down, up and down.
Oh man.
And,
Look at that.
and I budgeted, just in case it was something I couldn't fix, I budgeted for $350, which I went out and spent on big Texas belt buckles. And,
There you go.
I spent that on myself.
Okay.
So it was, I went out with Randall this morning.
Are you ate any good fixings while you been out here? Besides
It's
for what you got in them tubs?
Let's see. We had a meatloaf feast over there the
Smoked
other night.
meatloaf
Yeah.
the other night. Yeah.
Oh,
There were 3 pans of that.
Oh, really?
I didn't eat my
Delicious.
share, but it was good. Mm-hmm. I had it for dinner and breakfast, so maybe
there
I
you
did
go.
eat my share.
Okay.
Shout out to the ill one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. His wife, she's big on smoked meatloaf.
Oh man, my wife does a chipotle meatloaf.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty good.
I never had it smoked before. I
Yeah,
told her I was going to
that
make a
sounds
sandwich out of it, and she said, "Don't make a sandwich out of my meatloaf.
Uh-oh.
It ruins the taste."
See, when I was in the army, I used to make a sandwich out of everything in basic training. Make sure
You
I
could
got
choke
full.
it down faster.
Yeah, yeah.
And run with if you need to when they make you get rid of your tray. Just
All right. So, what else you got going on, team?
I had about it, man. Getting that pit going.
How's the boy enjoying school?
He's warmed up, man.
Yeah.
That first day was a nightmare, but now he's good. He's good. He's learning new words.
Any good ones?
No,
Like nigga?
no, he's the only black kid over there. Oh, really? We're not doing
then
that.
He should be learning that word.
You know what? Talking about that, when I was at the game,
Yeah.
the student section, white people are big on flags, and they start flying the "Don't Tread on Me" flag up. They told them to put it up. But
The "Don't Tread on Me" flag at the high school game.
at the high school game.
Okay, so I'm
you familiar
guessing
with
this
this
the
flag?
Ridge Point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this flag? Don't tread on me.
Yes.
So, if you just saw it, or if you were telling my son what that meant, or your nephews, what would you say that flag means?
Well, I'm more familiar with the historical, the New England colonies version of it, where they were trying to get Britain not to tread on this American colony with their oppressive tactics.
Okay.
So the current version is probably something distorted from that I'm not familiar with.
Oh, okay. So, look at that, boy. That's okay. Giving some of that knowledge around here.
Yeah.
Well, to most people, it to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can call us at 559-825 cell phone instead of 559-825 shot. It means that you are I'm gonna say racist, but you definitely are against the left, Democrats. You seem like you probably a gun advocate, and very far left leaning Republican is what it means to me. And
So you're flying one.
no, that was a good one.
There we go.
But
you get tag teamed over here.
But it's also a flag that's flown that if it's meant to irritate, and I believe they know that. That's why they wave it. You know what I mean?
It's them MAGAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why are they should not be allowed to do that?
Well, let me ask you this. I think I know the answer to this, but Dickinson was a black school.
Nah.
No?
Well, Dickinson, that area is Friendswood. I mean, that area ain't.
I don't know.
I
I know people from Dickinson, and it just seemed like it was more black than anything. Maybe I'm wrong there.
Nah, but the Ridge Point kids were flying that flag.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying it might be a thumbs up.
Nah,
thumbs
but
up,
I
middle
don't
finger.
I don't think so.
So
I
so they
believe-
weren't. Or it was just.
I don't, because in the high school, you play football.
Look, man.
It's hard to hear that.
So who were
nonsense.
they flying the flag for?
I don't know, but
you don't know
I
who they were
believe
signaling?
it's some young white kids, because they were mainly white kids. They were all white kids. It might have been a few black kids sprinkled out, but they kept waving it, and I believe it's them being right. Just like they know what they were doing.
Yeah.
I went to a Beyonce Jay-Z concert. Now, this is funny. I do think it's clever and funny.
Okay.
Where, Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z had the cheating scandal, Lemonade, that they made it,
Right.
turn into a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she made this statement: "You cheated on me with Becky with the good hair."
Becky with the good hair.
Meaning a white girl, maybe blonde or with some straight hair or something like that. Well, I saw white girls at the concert wearing shirts saying Becky with the good hair.
Okay,
That's spicy.
It is, but it's pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like they're doing. They're trying to.
They're trying to incite. Oh, darn it!
What?
I bought a shirt that I meant to wear for the show today.
What?
It says "trans vaccinated."
Oh yeah.
In the caption under it says, "I'm not vaccinated. I just identify as somebody that's vaccinated." I'm wearing that next show. Got to do that. I bought it specifically for this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Trying to be highly offensive.
I don't wear it around the house.
No.
No, because I get run up out of there.
Dang, they got the ball back.
Here we
Anyway.
go. Here we go.
So Uncle Les, how often do you listen to this show? Can you make it through a whole? When you hear the first curse word, you turn it off.
I used to listen to, when I first discovered the Shoot from the Hip show. I listened to it faithfully every week,
Okay.
and probably 3 months, 6 months. It was a long time, and And as I was telling Montoya, I learned something every time, something I didn't know.
So that's good.
And I laugh every time. Mm-hmm. And I also told him that it was like listen to him talk. Okay. Because we hold a lot of the same attitudes.
Okay.
And then after a while, it was, I'm a little prudish, a little naive.
It's okay.
So I backed off, and now I only tip and listen. I tip and listen about once every couple of months now.
Okay, that's good. You get
just dip your toe in there.
You gotta get that, keep that heathen up out of you.
Yeah.
We don't want to get you on the wrong path.
Be in the world and not of the world.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
But if you've been listening, you know that we talked about moving the barbecue pit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that barbecue pit is right on the outside of this wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got the exact same one.
And D Montoya got a little excited, but it got to get moved again.
Where are we moving it? I'm here now.
No.
I got the help regime.
Well, we're going to try and put on the other side of the TV wall over here. That's what.
On the outside? Or underneath the TV? Not underneath it, surely.
No. On the other side of the wall. So we're going to get some black rocks. We're going to get the what's the name?
Slate?
No,
the Stones?
Yeah. We're going to lay them down and try that.
Okay.
If we can't get them to do us another cement.
Another slab over there?
Another slab.
Want to be out in the weather there?
It will. I'm going to have to get something to cover. I bought a car cover last time. My wife didn't like that. I need to buy maybe a better one.
I've been to the website where they make those custom if you give them the dimensions.
Yeah.
But they want a pretty penny.
$500?
Yeah.
We got a beautiful donate button.
That sounds like a GoFundMe. A crowdfunded grill cover.
Yeah, we gotta get they also need us to bust that thing up.
What, the concrete?
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that?
Do another one. For my putting green and the turf they gonna lay.
Oh man. Man, y'all just cause work. Y'all are a solution looking for a problem around here.
Nigga, you gonna be here or not?
Yes, man.
Okay. Come on, man. Shit.
Hey, man, I'm gonna take the background on the next go round.
No, we need you because you
say it nicely.
Okay.
Let it land softly. You're gearing up for something.
The vertical aspect. You can get low and get up under that.
So you're calling me short.
I ain't calling you short.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gave it away with vertical. I get
That's friend talk right there.
Yeah.
He might not come back. You keep that talk up.
Oh, he'll be back.
We've been friends for a long time. And I get short jokes from a lot of people. He never really did that until recently.
He's shifting on you.
Yeah.
I told you got to choose when he was out the room. You got to choose your friends.
Choose them wisely.
Yeah.
So anyway, the pig has to get moved again. I need to find out.
What does it weigh? 150 pounds?
1,200 pounds.
1,200 pounds.
And the two of you lifted it?
3.
Super.
Well, once it fell, it was 4 of us. Huh?
Yeah. We had it moving. It was just 3 of us.
Yeah.
Did it have wheels on it?
Yeah.
It has wheels.
Okay. All right. That's some
it
real
weighs
men
so
right there.
much. Once that momentum hit, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man,
I'll take a look at that.
I have to get back. Well, also, if you didn't know, according to D Montoya and my brother, the Fliggity Factor. I'm going to try and watch my language, But anyway, they believe I was on
don't watch your
steroids.
language.
They believe I was on steroids.
Oh man, I poke fun at you with that. I don't mean that.
I'm poking fun too.
Oh,
but
right.
the point is, they believe I was
You
on
were
steroids.
taking all that old pre-workout juice and all that old trickery. I said, man, I ain't mess with that.
Yeah.
Help me out, Reese.
Yeah.
Since I'm 90 years old, everything's starting to slide. Mm-hmm. Now, you might not know this, but I haven't really lost any strength. I can still press and fly what I used to when I was 35.
That's what the military
But
does.
the muscle mass is gone. Mm-hmm. I want my muscle mass back for one last surge, one photo shoot.
That's gonna be
what do I need to take?
That's. I can tell you and Rand Brothers, boy. You might need to go. Now there's this big boom about these T clinics. T clinics.
Okay, yeah.
Testosterone or
They have
what?
one.
Oh,
they have
testosterone.
Yeah. So I would say that.
I don't trust
Unless you want to do
that.
some human growth hormone, like the
Look,
Is it safe?
HGH?
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I don't trust any of that outside stuff where they inject you with something, have you take
I
it.
don't say inject anything, but I believe that. You know,
Well, I don't know how's the T clinic
I do.
working.
I don't think it's that big of a deal anymore.
I think they inject you with a little testosterone.
Well, I'm sure they do the treatment cycle, you know, just like
And then it runs out. You got to go back. Then you're stuck. Now you're hooked.
no.
No?
Are there 32 pages of side effects?
Yeah.
The one at the end of the commercial. Where
Yeah,
they say,
the end of the commercial. There you go. Go see your doctor.
all right, do you want to hit news or you want to break down who we got on this show? What you want to do?
Well,
If you gonna knock this news out,
go ahead and knock the news
let's
out,
knock the
man.
news out, and then
You want to break down who we got on the show? Huh?
yeah, we'll break down who.
Oh, that's
on
funny.
The show. All right, this is the Shoot from the Hip show. Again, we finna talk some news here. Y'all know how this thing works. Y'all want to send us an email? shootfromthehip1@gmail.com is the email. Go ahead, hit it. Oh,
Excuse me.
oh, you put that on there?
What?
Who said excuse me?
I just said it. Yeah.
Would you sneeze or something?
No, I hit
hit
the
the
wrong
wrong
button.
Oh, my bad.
Try to keep up, Reese.
You get tag team over here.
Pelaton is under investigation by the SEC and the Department of Justice. They recall their treadmills and treadmill pluses.
Because he ran over the kids got killed under?
Yeah, something like that. But the way they're reporting their injuries have been wrong. Of course, SEC always wary of anything you do that affects your stock situation. So I believe, that the way they're reporting this is just to protect themselves. I don't have a problem with you because I also believe that your kid, the treadmill is not a toy.
No, it's not. But
So I don't believe that people should be. I don't think it should be. I don't think they should be liable for anything.
they should not be liable.
But
That
anyway,
kid did
the way
die, huh?
the way they reporting this, it don't bother me.
That could have been a blessing in disguise.
Wow. Removing that rock head from the. Wow.
Yeah.
You're rough. You're as rough as I am.
I mean, come on now. The kid sees it. Now, mine, I had a little laugh because he got on there and I told him not to. And that thing kept going and he shot off of there, hit the wall. Guess what? He doesn't do
He
that
doesn't
anymore.
mess with it anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you got an old knucklehead that ain't smart enough to learn, I'm pretty sure that wasn't the first time that kid got around that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Same
staying
thing
away
in my
from
house,
that.
Yeah, I understand. Stay away, but hey,
Staying all the way away.
you
from
gotta
that.
you gotta thin the herd, man. And the ones that grow up
I'm
to
gonna
be
leave that one
nothing,
alone.
they had to go. They had to go.
How you know he wasn't gonna be next Neil Armstrong?
Well,
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
It doesn't
he
matter.
got out the way for the next Neil Armstrong.
Made room for the real one.
There you go. That's it.
y'all fucked up, man. And they think I'm messed up.
That's because you loud with it. I say it like this and it doesn't sting.
It stings. Hurricane Ida hammered Louisiana. Houma, one of the places that was directly hit. 150-mile-an-hour winds, pulling roofs off homes. New Orleans was hit also. Now, the governor came out before when they saw it coming. He said the risk reduction system will work this time, meaning the levees.
Yeah.
And they held in place. But it still got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, we haven't seen as much fallout from it like the past hurricanes.
Yeah.
Because they used to, those past ones dominated the airwaves. This one kind of came and went.
Oh, I want to watch this one too. My little cousin is playing. Now, I don't know if he
Hey,
gonna
y'all,
get
the
much
TV
run.
is on and there's a football game on. So if he says something that doesn't jive with the rest of the stuff, he's watching the TV.
At least I got some good stuff on.
Yeah,
Because I could have some smut on.
Yeah, you should have done it.
No, see, you see what he's trying to do to?
with those two youngsters in the house?
No, they in there. I need to go check on them. They something else.
They all right.
All right. But yeah, so Hurricane Ida hit, man.
Yeah.
The old lady got any people in Louisiana?
Not that I recall. They all moved.
I
over here.
know Taylor's mom, she remarried. Or not remarried, she got married and they came from New Orleans. So a lot of people from New Orleans, I guess, have went back and they are fine.
Now, I did have my boy Stroder that I was in the Navy with.
He from Louisiana?
He lives in Biloxi.
Oh yeah, what is? Yeah.
Right there. And he called me. He's like, man, y'all better look out, man. Louisiana, they either going to Atlanta or Houston right now.
Uh-oh.
And I looked on the news, and I-10 was backed up heading west. And so I'm sure they were here.
Don't call them refugees, though.
No, not that. No. That was bad. That was bad. That was a bad look. And my wife at the time, her people had to come from Louisiana and New Orleans specifically. And then we all sitting there watching them call them refugees. And one of them said, I mean, I love my people, but they finna come over here and tear stuff up. Yeah,
And they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was trouble.
All right. Let's see here. Talk about our next topic.
Take your time, man. We just doing the show.
Time's all I got.
Take your time, man.
Turn off the rap music, first of all, because I think it's distracting for Cam here. Because in between every throw, he's dancing.
I did see Karen Garisian of the Herald tweeting about that as he took the field. He's doing it in between drills, you're saying.
Yeah. He makes a throw, and then the music's still cranking. I know you can hear faintly in the background here. But he can't help himself to where Mac looks like he came to work again.
But again, is that
what
I was going to say? Is that atypical? That none of this sounds atypical from Cam.
Nothing different. Yeah. Nothing different.
Well, that's what he does then, right? I mean, so I would. It would be to me. It would be more noteworthy if he was doing something that was out of character. Like it sounds like he's doing all the same stuff, which means he might be first through the drills, which I don't like.
Man. Yeah. Bang. Caught wind of that one, boy.
Oh, ain't nothing like some white people calling out some nigga shit.
Boy, don't you play too much of that rap.
That damn
Rap
rap
came to work.
Yeah.
They just want to Cam out of there, man.
No, I just think he's a white guy in his whitest form. He's not
In
here,
New England.
In New England. And he just picking. He see the mannerisms. He see him dancing and gyrating. And yeah, that goddamn nigga shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
That's what's
And
distracting.
he cut that old monkey music off.
Yeah.
I'm over here shrinking in my seat.
They wanted him out of there, man.
I mean,
He was
I want him out of
unapologetically
there.
black, man.
He's not unapologetically black. He just sucked.
No, he wasn't that bad, man.
He's bad.
He was mediocre, don't you think?
I believe so.
Yeah. I wouldn't give him bad.
Okay, well, mediocre is even better.
Yeah, he was milquetoast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll run and everybody like, oh, he's
So
the
you
best.
think Mac Jones is the answer now?
I think he's better. You have a better career than Cam Newton.
Okay.
No, Scam Newton. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Wow.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. I don't know about this new.
That's a little black.com or
Hey.
Jimmy Taft.
Yeah.
Speaking of rap music, Uncle Les. Now, I recently have came under fire here. You are you a big gospel music guy?
I do listen to some. My choir director said I prefer street corner gospel. So
Okay.
I like that high energy.
Right, the higher energy, that stuff that get in you, get in you, right?
I spin to it, right?
And so the reason you like that is because what feeling do you get?
I feel energized.
Feel energized,
music
positivity?
creates a move. Absolutely.
Would you say that after you listen to some good gospel?
He's going somewhere.
No.
He's going somewhere. I can hear
Would
it.
you say that listen to some good? Have you ever heard that song "Silver and Gold"?
What that old from the
Old
the
Negro
TV show?
spiritual.
Yeah,
You know, silver and gold, stuff
yeah.
like that.
That was a Christmas song.
But
right?
no. It's a gospel song.
Then I don't know it.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's a lot of good songs, good Negro hymns that get you in a good spirit. You go in the grocery store, somebody cross your path, you listen to some good. You're like,
It's up.
it's
Man, I
all
see
good.
this coming a mile away, y'all. I
Okay.
see it.
Shall I interject here, Montoya?
Go for it.
I would say this may be helpful to your answer, but please continue the question. The lengthy introduction to your question.
Okay.
Is when I go to church, for example, I'm perfectly happy to skip the music because it's supposed to create a mood, and it does. I don't need it. I only have one
I understand
mood,
that too.
and this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't need to be built up.
So
by
you sound like
I just want the message.
Right.
Tell me something I don't know.
because you're smarter than that, right? You don't need the music to kind of lead you that way.
Ooh, that's kind of an attack on
see?
people because the people around me who all need it, I go with them.
Yeah.
And I watch them
Right.
shift from there because I generally don't feel a lot of stress.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of fears. The music helps them set that aside.
Right.
So they can be ready in a way that I don't need.
Right. Okay. So the same thing can be said for gangster rap, don't you think?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, see, I like you don't get perturbed by talking about shooting niggas and bleeding the block with crack cocaine, right?
Because we're inured to it?
No, because I'm not just simple minded.
Oh.
But some people let
You
that music
I'm amazed
affect
you don't
it.
get beat up more often.
It's on them steroids.
He must ain't seen my stick challenge.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of weak-minded people in society, mainly a lot of young black men, some young black women as well. But the music that they listen to, it influences them to join gangs, to commit crime, to pimp women, to walk around frustrated and angry.
We need a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in there.
So remember,
I have one in my bag right here. I just can't reach it.
or if you're driving down the street, you're in the grocery store, and somebody kind of just goes by you, like. But when you listen to gangster rap for weak-minded people,
You want to chuck them.
no, they're gonna pull out a gun and rack one.
Okay.
Because they listen to that gangster music. So if gospel music is gospel music, would you consider rap music devil music? Have you listened to some good rap music?
You know,
let's talk about pimping hoes and selling crack. And what makes you a man is your willingness to kill another black man.
Boy, that's a long question, boy. It's more of a statement.
Well, I got the right person to interject here.
There's almost no question that we use music in that way to create a mood, create a frenzy. Montoya was just showing me the game. Jump around.
Yeah.
Right? There's no question when you use music for that. When you were in the military, we sang Jodies about killing commies and dehumanizing them because that's what we need people to do. We use music and we use jingles for that.
Yeah.
So there's no question. There's some truth in the statement / question you made.
Okay.
And I think, and as an educator, here's what I do. Last week, 2 weeks ago now, I went to a high school. I got invited to do an hour and a half with some high schoolers. And I asked them to assess what they were listening to and what they were reading. And when I had them look at the newspaper, I had them look online, and then I read them a line out of 1984. War is peace. Ignorance is strength. Slavery is freedom. That's what the Ministry of Truth says in George Orwell's book.
Okay.
And I said, under what circumstances are these things true? They've been reading stuff, and if it's in print, accepting it as true. Looking at something online and accepting it as true because they saw it. And I said, how are you going to assess this if you don't start critically thinking about it? And when I left that classroom after an hour and a half, those youngsters, they were all seniors, 15 seniors, said, nobody's ever asked us to think like this before. That's way too late. If you wait that long with your sons to tell them they should think for themselves, you're doing them a disservice. And so I do agree with you that we've allowed ourselves to become followers.
Am I reasonable to put out this critical thinking of how this music is affecting our people? Is it reasonable?
There's a probability that the music is negatively impacting the behavior of people. You call them weak-minded. I would say people who have not been taught, they're untutored to be critical thinkers.
Right.
To take a message and assess it.
So the way you said it is nice. Everybody don't understand nice.
I try to be nice.
Yeah. So sometimes you got to slap them. You ever seen Homie who Homie the Clown is?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You get the sock
Homie don't
popped
play that.
over the
Yeah.
head. See, sometimes
that's how I learned.
That's how you. Sometimes you have to be brash like that because people don't understand nice. Because I believe that nice has been said. People don't understand. So sometimes you got to tell an MF, hey man, this is wrong. And so all I'm saying is, it's time to start critically thinking about this stuff and how it's important. How can we continue to go on and on? And it's gotten worse. One of the hottest songs of the last few months was Throat Baby. Now I'm gonna explain Throat Baby. Now I'm a grown man and I like some sex. Oh, do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't know what Throat Baby is.
Okay, so you want to just to interject you into this conversation. Can you explain Throat Baby to you?
No, you got it home.
No. I want you to get some of this action.
Okay, some of this. First of all, I'm not that passionate about this whole thing.
I'm very passionate about it, but I'm the wrong.
The rap music that's leading those young folks out there to do what they're doing, they're gonna get off. Get them out of here too, just like the baby in the treadmill.
But the way the society is set up now, we make excuses for them.
No, we don't.
But explain to your uncle what Throat Baby
Throat Baby is a song talking about a woman ingesting a man's cum after giving him fellatio.
Okay.
Well, that was an excellent way of explaining this. Go ahead.
I finished.
He's
That was
finished.
it.
That's all
Right.
I need.
No, but see, also, it's not also saying it's also about ramming your penis down a woman's throat until you ejaculate. You know what I mean? So you can tell your friends about it. So now our young black men are
You had some extras on that.
No,
Yeah.
fuck all that. You know, this is what this aggression, and it's not that you shouldn't enjoy sex.
And female subjugation?
Yes,
Yeah.
but you know, so we have it's cool to enjoy pleasure with a woman. That is awesome, but the way that it should not be celebrated in it should not be. There should not be a video about that. You know what I mean? Not
Man, that
what-
video
to
is
be-
rough.
Not to be
That's a rough video.
have
to
a
watch.
woman open her mouth with simulations.
Especially if you got a daughter. Yeah, that's hard to look at.
Wow. Well,
and this is rap music.
It's hard to argue.
and it's okay. So
It doesn't sound like it's just okay if that's a popular song.
Well-
It sounds like it's acceptable.
okay.
Very.
So just like black people get mad when there are certain ads or there are certain rollouts by companies, and
Or if
it's
they're-
offensive.
The place where they live is called Plantation.
Hey.
So
Shots fired.
So why the same way that black people want all these ads screened, why should we not want our music screened by gentlemen like yourself? People with they haven't been tutored, you said. People that have knowledge, that know what the hell our people need to be listened to and what's acceptable.
Well, you're an influencer, so you're doing it now, right?
I'm trying, but I get back. People don't.
It's
don't,
not the message, it's the delivery, dog.
You cannot.
You think you just gotta break an omelet to make an egg. Sometimes you just gotta
Be
easy than that.
nice and all of that.
Not
Fuck
be
all
nice.
that.
You can be direct, but all that hollering,
Man, see,
man. Look here. If somebody's hollering at me, I don't receive the message.
that's fine.
You're
But
you're gonna meet some resistance on that, man.
so you got to be nice. See, that's
I didn't say be
you got to
nice.
be nice to tell people to
You
do what
gotta
they
be
supposed to do.
You can be direct and not be overbearing. And see, you don't know how to do that. You have the whole room echoing, hollering at the top of your lungs, talking to people who just not going to receive that message.
He's not loud. He's just forceful.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Man, look.
There is something to what Montoya is saying about the rhetorical approach.
Thank you, Unc.
When you let your emotions drive the way that you communicate in an uncontrolled way, it reduces your credibility. And it depends
Can I
on your
not
audience.
be passionate though?
I think you can be passionate. In fact,
Can I not care about black
you should
people
care.
and want them to do better and being so tired?
And when you're I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
In fact, you're winning me over.
Yeah.
And but I would say that as a trained rhetorician, that certain audiences, and I think this is what Monty is
Like the
talking
audience
about.
that needs the gospel choir to get them in the church to
Right.
listen to the message.
Right.
Right.
We need to let them
Slow people.
take the message that way. Mm-hmm. And those of us who need knocking in the head like homie, you have to figure out who we are and give us the message that way.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, as Monty I think has correctly pointed out, because this is the way I teach. I'm an aggressive teacher, and it silences some of my students. But I didn't know that for years. They were sitting there with their eyes bucked. They weren't learning. They were afraid. They were trying to get out of the room. It took me years to figure that out. And a coach to say, look, they filmed me. And look, what does that person want? He looks like he wants to run. Yeah. And you think you're helping him. He's not learning.
Yeah.
Right? So you just have to gauge your audience. You had a room full of people like me and you started thumping, I'd start listening.
Okay.
You make the walls reverberate, I'm going to listen.
Okay.
He's got something to say and he's serious about it. Mm-hmm. But if you're my wife and she hears that, she checked out faster than Monty did.
Yeah.
Yeah, she disengaged and left the room. So you lost her altogether.
Okay. That makes sense. All right. I'm sure.
Man, I'm glad. I've said this, y'all. I've said this. Didn't get received that easy.
You probably allowed your passion to interfere with the message.
Yes.
And there may have been an insult in there, thrown in there too.
Look how you ingested that.
Hey man,
I know what it is. I don't carry the cachet.
No, but that's
I know.
That's years of.
I'm just a week older than you.
No, that's years.
Oh, you're the big brother, this arranger? Yeah. Okay.
But no, that's years of educating and leading. That sounds like leadership material that you taught, and that is something that is taught amongst the best leaders in the world.
Yeah.
That we just have not had the opportunity to absorb that kind of knowledge.
Right.
I
understand though. I didn't go to West Point.
Right.
My bad.
So
I tried.
But we can do. Hey, we can put it in the rap
How old
song,
are you?
though.
I might be able to get you in there now. Oh, I was on admissions for a long time.
Oh man,
I know people.
Yeah. All right. Continuing to talk news here on the Shoot from the Hip show. Bishop Sycamore. This is some type of charter school based out of Oklahoma. They play the IMG Academy.
Oh yes, I heard about this.
You don't know about IMG Academy? It's an esteemed school, just like West Point pumps out the greatest officers in the world. IMG pumps out some of the best athletes in the world. They are pristine at that. But they played Bishop Sycamore on ESPN. They won, of course, like 58-0 or something like that.
Demolished.
Yeah. So people want to know,
Bishop
how
Sycamore
did this
team
bad
won.
school get on ESPN? Well, they lied. They're on a real team. Some of their players are over 19.
It's not a real school.
Not a real school. There's some type of fake charter school. Some of their players old as like 19, 20.
And they just recruited them for ball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
quite a scheme.
Some of them have played JUCO football.
Yeah, junior college dropouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's who they had playing high school kids.
Okay.
Oh, demolishing it. It looked bad.
So apparently ESPN can't verify rosters because they were told that they had guys going to some good colleges and they didn't. The school is so bad, they played 2 games in 3 days. Now, I have not played football in school, but I do know that when I saw them guys play, they limped off the field. And the next day or so was often an off day to let your body recuperate.
Yes.
To play 2 games in 3 days.
I wouldn't do that to my team.
Can you imagine playing 2 games in 3 days?
Man, that's rough, man.
You can't do that.
I mean, we had practice, but it was way
Walk through
less.
the next day.
Yeah, but full-fledged games? Nah.
You'd be underperforming that game too.
Yep.
You weren't an athlete?
Play basketball. I should have played football. I was actually better at football than I was at basketball. But I grew up in the Michael Jordan era.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah.
You still throw the rock around?
No. I don't do none of that. I play golf.
So next time I come,
real
take me
sport.
out 9 holes. I might ruin your game. I might ruin your game.
I just had this conversation with him.
Oh, okay. I missed something.
I said, man, 9 is all you need. 9
well, because
holes.
I'm older going for the camaraderie. And
Hey,
real golfers only invite me once.
Okay, how about this?
this.
We'll go out for 18. You can play 9. You can sit some holes out. Every other hole.
I'm going for the camaraderie.
Yes.
Because I mostly clown.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, I got clubs for you.
Okay. So I don't even need to bring my gloves. Just bring my shoes.
Yeah, I don't have shoes for
Okay,
you.
I got you.
But bring your clothes, and you can buy some balls.
I got to bring clothes too. I got to wear some golf clothes.
What you got on right now will work.
No, that ain't gonna work. The shirt will work. The shirt will work.
No, I got some golfing pants.
Okay, cool. So we'll make that happen. All right. Now I get kind of liquored up when I'm out there.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
Yeah,
That's part of the fun. That's why I go.
Yeah.
But this coach at Bishop Sycamore, he had several legal issues. I believe every game they played, they lost. Anyway, now I am against charter schools as well, and so this charter school thing I believe was made because a lot of times black people they make these charter schools based upon that our kids need to be taught what we want them to be taught. And a lot of times they cannot be accredited. It's unfortunate. Now we should be able to make our own school, but at the end game is you cannot say, I'm just going to create some stuff. You just can't do that. And people create these charter schools, and these charter schools are pretty much reasons to be a lot of times lazy not do what's expected of you. The standards are lower.
You may have been involved with different charter schools than I have. Science charter schools, art charter schools. The one that I just went and visited. They have a novel way of creative instruction.
So this is a good one then.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Those are the only ones I've been involved with. So
no, my wife, so my wife is.
Say it right.
Hold on. My wife,
what's he getting ready to say, Monty? Why is he mincing words? Is he getting ready to get his booty kicked when she hears this episode?
No, she don't listen no more. But I will say this. My wife is passionate about a lot of things. So I said, why don't you start a school? Oh. So there's a board in place. We got things in place. But the problem that I have with this is when you're running a huge company, whether it be software, Google, Apple, and you say, or you trying to get admitted into school, you got A&M, you trying to get 2 kids trying to get an A&M, and you come from St. Methodist Episcopal, and you come from, I don't know.
Fred's charter school?
Yeah. Who you going to take? What kid you going to take? Now, you have to take some because of the law says you need a few coloreds. Yeah. But
some
who you going to
affirmative
pick?
action.
Yeah. Who you going to pick? You know what I mean?
Well, I can tell you haven't been. I have sat on admissions committees for several schools, and when you do it right, you look at the whole dossier, the whole body of work, and while the standardized tests do matter, if you in my opinion, if you do it right, they don't matter the most. So, but if you're looking at a whole dossier, either one would be equally competitive, because what are we looking for? We want somebody who can complete the program. When they finish, they're going to make our school look good, and frankly, they can pay.
Right.
They're going to come up with the money to pay for it. So I like to think that when I was on at Penn State and when I was on at West Point, that anybody who's credentialed, despite their whatever prep school they went to, would have an equal chance to get in. But I think you're suggesting that that's not universally true.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
This is not. We haven't built up the cachet. You know, I believe that we just need to make the situation better, because until we run more stuff, it's hard to say that our stuff is. And I'm not saying not to try. I'm not saying not to try, but I believe I've seen the bad part of charter schools. Yes. Now, you obviously seen the good part.
Right.
So we kind of.
I see what you mean. And so the charter schools that you're
the charter schools that I'm familiar with are kids that don't want to go to regular school. They just want to find some way to kind of
a lower standard, but they still get a degree.
You're right.
And you knew where I saw those. I saw the results of that when I was grading AP exams down.
Really?
I used to be on the ETS as a group, and you could tell what school. After a while, if you go down there a few years, you could tell what school.
So
because it was supposed to be anonymous. But you could tell the best students at the schools you're talking about didn't have a chance to get into college. They didn't have a chance. And they didn't know it. They'd come to school and they'd think, I'm all that, and they'd flunk out in the first semester. Most of them didn't make it statistically past the third semester. And the worst part about that, you may not know, is that, and I'm talking about mostly African-American males, that's what I researched. When they quit, when they got put out of school, they didn't do anything.
Really?
They felt so beat down and so defeated that they didn't advance anywhere else. They didn't go on to do something. They just spiraled back down, went back to their neighborhood and stayed in their mother's basement and did the kind of stuff that you're decrying right now. It was really unfortunate. We set them up for failure.
Like listening to rap music and just playing. I'm playing.
I say, man, we've been down here once.
Work on that mixtape.
Gee, where?
All right. Moving on here in the Shoot and Hip show. A PBR. This is the Pro Bull Riding Association.
Oh, I was thinking Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah. It's all about context. We got the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame a mile from my house. I was thinking PBR.
All right. Amadou Campo Silva, the 22-year-old bull rider. He died during the competition. He was stopped by a bull. It's a freak accident.
Yeah.
His spur got tangled up with the bull instead of just getting, ejected off. He wound up upside down and under the back leg of the bull.
Yep.
And he stopped by the bull and suffered severe chest injuries. He died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's a dangerous sport.
Yeah, but
I volunteered to do it.
Yeah, you did.
I accepted the risk.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I just rode a mechanical bull.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Yeah.
I knew I could get hurt doing that too.
What was Amadou's background?
Pinchy. I don't know.
Hey, man, thinning of the herd.
Okay.
Those freak accidents, dog. You seen Final
I
Destination?
just can't believe they have a pro. That stuff is kind of stretched out a little bit.
Final Destination was stretched out, but it had a purpose and a message, I think.
Okay.
Like, if it's your time to go, you're gonna go.
Yeah.
You can't dodge it. It's coming, and a lot of times it's for you to get out of the way.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Okay.
And so Amadou, he had enough fun.
He went out doing something he loved.
Bingo.
You know, on the same line, this is how Monty and I do think quite a bit alike. I volunteered to be security for our church.
Okay.
So we carry.
Yeah.
And I know that when I'm protecting the flock for the pastor, that when I get blasted, right? Because I took the bad guy out, and the cops come in and see me with a handgun, they're gonna shoot me. And I said, what a way to go! I can be a hero and a martyr on the same day, and the same day, and I'm not worried about it.
Hey.
I mean, I accept
He
the
sound
risk.
like Mohammed
I accept the risk.
when he go do a suicide bombing.
Yeah.
I do it for a lot.
Wow, I might have to quit now. You compare me to a best bomber.
Yeah, buddy. Allah Akbar.
Y'all gonna have the anti-Muslim league on you.
Yeah. We already got LGBT at us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay.
How many more people can we offend?
Hurricane Ida happened.
Okay.
And there's always remnants of, you got earthquakes, you got tsunamis. So the hurricane initially hit, like we spoke on earlier, Louisiana. Well, it went all the way up through Tennessee and all of that stuff, and then it hit New York, the East Coast.
And Philly.
And Philadelphia and New Jersey. New Jersey mainly, they got a lot of flooding. Now, dead, I had 22, but this has kind of been different per state or whatever. So I don't know the actual death toll, but it's flooding everywhere, causing massive transit problems and flooding in the airports.
Yeah. I saw pictures, man.
I think that's just us paying New York back for all that Astros bashing.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
See?
Wow.
Come on in. Come on in. I like how you thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's some get back.
Yeah, it is.
Natural selection.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
All right. Hey,
Nature said, let's go clean that up there.
This is the Shoot from the Hip show. We hope y'all enjoyed the first half. Heard we got breath.
Oh, yeah. We got
got
not
breath
one, but many times.
And more Uncle Let's Talk when we get back. This is the Shoot from the Hip show.
When I was 16 years old, you first signed to Jay-Z, you was walking around with a backpack on, lame as fuck. Before Yeezy, before Nike, before Adidas, when you first got signed, I know the real you. You a mark. You is a bitch. I looked at you face to face when you first got on. I did not know who you was. You was standing outside my van trying to get an autograph. I said, who the fuck is this nigga? Get this nigga away from my van. And ever since then, you start acting cocky, nigga, like you had a problem with me, nigga. You a bitch. When we was in the studio with Emma Rose, we did that RoboCop song, you took me out for that. You a bitch. Every time we got in the studio and worked, nigga, the song never came out. You been stealing my swag, you been stealing my flow, you been stealing my beats, my style for years, nigga. Fuck Kanye, nigga. On game.
Young Draco.
Young Draco.
Man,
Stop
I got a
playing
problem
with
with
Young Draco.
Kanye. Stop playing.
Yeah, you better stop playing with Young Draco. man.
He's the first one to do everything.
Yeah. I reckon you're not familiar with none of this.
No, but it sounded like he was promoting himself.
Yeah. He was doing that. And he got an issue with Kanye West. he did a song with him that didn't make the album, and so he's venting.
Apparently, it's not the first time.
Yeah, judging by that rant, it's happened a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. So we back. That was that. We'll get into Kanye's album release.
We need to get into both of those.
We'll get into the breath.
Yeah.
But now, if you've not heard, we have the man, the myth, the legend.
Wow.
Uncle Les in the house.
Don't oversell it.
Talking about a man that has been to West Point. No, not too many people can say that they've done that.
Yeah.
But you did that. Now, I can't remember. Have you been to the war school?
I have.
Oh, yeah. See, that is, you know, like I said, that's one of them things, you know, like I was not an officer, but I always try to track that trajectory of how that things work when you move up among the ranks.
Yeah.
Now, I've talked to you about it. Do you want to start this thing off with some military-based questions, or we just going to give?
Well, I mean, you know, I don't have the Army connection y'all got, so I don't really have a whole lot with that.
Do you want to start it off, or do you want me to start it
Well, let me just ask you this. You're my favorite uncle, by the way.
You been for real?
Yeah.
We gonna act like Junior don't exist?
Yeah, but
Junior.
Yeah, well,
Uncle Junior.
I was gonna say, look who we're comparing. I might be promoting myself.
Yeah, you just did that. Yeah. What made you join the Army in the first place?
Well, you want to go here?
Yeah.
There's one simple answer.
Okay.
I wanted to be an Army man when I was a kid because my father was in the Army. Army man. I had the soldiers. I had all this stuff. And then when I realized when I got older and realized what we did, killed people and destroyed property, I said, I don't want to do that. And then I became a Christian, and God called me to it.
Look at that.
He insisted that I go.
So
He was very clear.
You became a Christian prior to?
Absolutely.
Well, look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
I always thought it happened while you were in there.
No, in high school in Killeen.
Yeah.
Down here.
Yeah.
Fort Hood.
Okay. Look at that. I just learned something.
You know, now when I talked to you the first time, I wish I would have recorded that. You scoot that mic up just a little bit more. There you go. There you go.
In there now.
Oh,
Light is
yeah.
coming through.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, did you go to Ranger school?
I did go to I went to Ranger School as a cadet.
Okay.
And that was exceptional as well.
Really?
Yes, they took two cadets from each. Usually you wait until you're a lieutenant. They took two cadets from each company. They handpicked us because they thought we could do it and sent us when we were cadets. So I went between my
How
sophomore.
long is Ranger school?
63 days back then.
Really?
A mountain phase. They have a desert phase now. And
Did you go to Fort Drum for a mountain phase?
no,
Because it's close to West Point.
no, it's Fort Benning, Georgia.
Oh, they send you back down to infantry.
Yes.
Okay. There's more mountains up. I would think Fort Drum.
We
Huh?
went to the mountains of Dahlonega, Georgia, around Dahlonega. So they're not real. They're not mountains like the Rockies.
Okay.
But it's a lot of vertical terrain. If you got 75 pounds on
And
your
you
back.
made it.
I did make it.
Okay, cool. That's exceptional. That's another thing you got on your.
Yeah. So you go back to West Point with a Ranger tab on, and even the professors respect you.
Really?
It was rigorous.
I bet. Airborne?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Out of Fort Bragg,
No, I jumped.
Hawaii,
At
Schofield, at Benning.
I did my jump.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
Schofield. I've been to Schofield.
Have you?
Yeah.
That was my second duty station.
Yeah.
we talked about that.
It's nice.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
nice.
it's hard to have a bad day when you wake up on that tropic island.
It was
with all
nice
that
for
water.
different reasons for me.
Yeah, we was talking on the last show. He might have some kids out there.
Oh. Now I know why your wives don't listen to the show.
No.
That's exactly why. Exactly.
No. Okay, so explain that. I know it's kind of part of the ritual. I know as an military officer, Ranger school and airborne, things like that. So I remember when I was at the MEP station, this dude, he couldn't do it because he was overweight. He didn't pass a neck tape test, but he said he wanted airborne. That's what he wanted, airborne infantry.
Right.
And he said, I'm not going in until I can do that.
Right.
Now, did you really care about that, or was it just like something to do?
That's a fair question, because I just told you I wasn't really interested in joining the military.
Mm-hmm.
But once I was called, the only thing I was going to do was kill people and destroy property. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I chose to be good at. So you might not appreciate this, but airborne is just a way to get to the battlefield so you can kill people and destroy property.
Right.
And so I was going to do anything to put me in a position to do what I was trained to do. And so, yes, it was something desirable for a warrior, whatever means that it took for me to get there and to prosecute the battle.
Yeah. Win
America's wars.
Yeah.
I'm volunteering for it.
Okay. You said he sounded like a wildling on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You about Game of Thrones?
Check that out.
No, I've never seen it.
One of the wildlings.
Yeah. So you go to Fort Benning. You know I didn't even know in the Army that's a MOS, parachute rigger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a MOS. So you get your chute.
Parachute rigger.
You did all your training. Now they training y'all physics as far as flying and all of that stuff. A little bit, maybe yes, no, or just jump out the plane and pull the cord.
Well,
is there a technique? Is it any way to be technical about it?
There are some techniques to it, but you could learn to jump. We take 3 weeks to learn something you can learn in 6 hours.
Okay.
So the Army just makes it. They make you suffer.
Okay.
Right. So yes, when you jump out with a round chute, it does have vents on the back where you can get a little steering going. Special Forces jumps with squares, but we jump with round chutes.
Okay.
Regular infantry, and you have one on the front and one on the back, and they're both round. Mm-hmm. So yes, there's some technique to it, and of course you don't need any technique at all unless something goes wrong.
Okay.
Right. So part of the technique is landing, where you have to keep your feet and knees together and do that little roll.
Is it as rough on your knees as they say it is?
Yes, a lot of times, because you can't always predict where you're going to land with those imprecise chutes. And so, I mean, people landed in trees, in the water, on the rocks, and there's a lot of lower extremity injuries from doing that.
Really?
Especially if you're jumping with a load. Usually you drop the load and let it dangle, and then you land behind it if you're jumping heavy.
Okay.
But even then, if you land on the load, you're going to twist an ankle or pop a knee. Yes, it's not for old people.
Every part of a calf?
Every part of what?
Calf.
I did. I was
You get your spurs?
I was did you ask me, was I part of the cavalry?
Yeah, but you get your spurs.
No, because
why?
When I told you I went to Ranger School as a cadet.
Mm-hmm.
The next summer I went to Germany and took over as a platoon leader in an armored cavalry unit. On the border back during the Cold War. But I wasn't there long enough to get spurs.
Oh,
no.
Really? So I heard it's real rigorous, but it's a weekend, right?
No. What I did?
No. To get the spurs, though.
Oh, actually, I don't know, because when I saw...
go?
No, I didn't go. When I saw... we had a choice, right? If you were high enough in the class, you could choose what your specialty was. And I wanted to be combat arms. So that's, back then, infantry, armor, or artillery. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to be behind the lines shooting a cannon. I wanted to be up front where I could look you in the eye and put a bayonet in your heart, right? And
well, that is straight up nuts right there.
So when I was in the Cav, we were on tanks. And
you're welcome.
He said, when you said tanks, he took.
You're a comedy show, Montoya, all by yourself. So I realized I didn't want to be on a large, slow target, waiting to get blown up myself. So I'd rather walk and hide behind trees and dig holes.
I was an armor crewman, and shooting tanks,
You're welcome.
Cool. But now artillery, you're talking about shooting the grids, man.
Yes.
After the fact, I thought that might be pretty darn cool.
And back when I was in, a lot of African American went to artillery.
Really?
It was I don't know why it was more popular than what I was doing. There weren't a lot of us in the infantry, and there weren't a lot of us in special forces.
Oh, well, we call them grunts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you are, you went, I forgot, were you 05, 06?
05.
05. Mm-hmm. I guess my thing is you really don't need it. I guess a tank is cool, but that artillery, man, you can shoot to grids. That's what you need, right?
Back when I was in, there's probably improved now. You could shoot those accurately 21 miles.
Right.
You don't have to be anywhere near the front.
Right.
But of course now the front is kind of an archaic term where you have a battle line and bad guys on one side.
You're using drones now.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit safer than what you did in the armor and what I did.
Were you in the Gulf War?
I did volunteer for the Gulf War, but I didn't go until 2003 and 4.
Okay. Now, by the time you got there, was what Saddam was not Saddam. The first one, the Gulf War, that was not about because they didn't get Saddam till I was in.
They left
got
him.
Saddam.
They stopped the U.S. Army in Baghdad.
Okay,
before they deposed Saddam Hussein in '91.
Let me ask you this. I know people that war is dirty.
Yes.
War is dirty. And I saw that they put a lot of guys in prison for mistreatment of the other guys. And
you're talking about prisoners of war?
Prisoners of war. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that? Now, I'm not asking you to, I'm just saying like your personal preference on like, because I knew a first sergeant, he got in trouble for taking jewelry out of Saddam's palace, like the gold mugs and stuff like that. I also knew a guy, he was part of the platoon that was ordered to transport Saddam's $300 million, and he took some money. Now, they ain't right, but to prosecute, I mean, I'm like, man, that's just kind of rough right there, you know? Because it's so dirty, you think it's, you know.
It seems extraordinary that there are rules of war.
Mm-hmm. Because they don't play by none.
It seemed every time I thought about it, and I'm familiar with the rules of war. I had to be. It just, and then you're talking about the chaos of war and the lack of rules during the prosecution of the battle and immediately thereafter, and to hold soldiers. The second thing I would say, I think it's extraordinary that we have rules of war. The other thing I think is extraordinary is that we don't pay, and we couldn't pay soldiers what they're worth to do what they do, warriors. We cannot, the nation couldn't afford them. The things that we ask you all to do, we wouldn't do for money. We do because we're true believers. We love the country. We think we're doing the right thing. We're the white hats. And I feel frankly the same way about teachers, was back to your earlier point. We can't pay them enough to do what they do if they're doing it well.
Yeah.
So to see a soldier whose furniture is cardboard boxes because he's an E2 and married, and he sees all that cash and he knows he's never going to see anything like that, we put temptation in front of him, opportunity and temptation in front of him, and say, don't do it, when we know that people senior to him are doing it all the time. That was an unfortunate discovery as I got more and more senior, that the rules of war don't apply to everybody.
Okay. Well, look at that. Well, go back to your childhood a little bit. I was told that you were a bookworm.
That's accurate.
Yeah. Now, why was that what you turned to? Versus being a rowdy roughhouse out there like my old
ladies man.
I was definitely neither one of those. I think it was because we're born with personality. You knew that because you guys both have sons.
Yeah.
And you saw when they were born, they were different. They come out with a personality. And I came out with this personality. I was very passive. My personality is more of Teflon. So while Randall would probably say he still feels the wounds from when we were little, all that teasing and stuff.
Yeah.
Even back then I thought it was funny. You know why I cried when my siblings would call me fathead? Because I wanted mother to make them stop talking so I could hear my TV show. They weren't really hurting my feelings. Yeah. But if I squalled a little bit, mother would say, "Yo, cut all that out." And then I could hear my cartoons.
Look at that.
So I was self-aware from a young age that I liked being alone. I liked quiet. As I told you before, I probably watched a little too much TV. But given the choice between TV and a good book, I'll choose the book. And it was probably the influence of my mother talking about and this was one of her lines. You may have heard it from your own mothers. Once you get that education in you, they can't take that away. I said, well, I'm going to get some of that. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get some.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just kept going to school, and I know that was a driving, even after I was not thinking about it consciously, it was a subconscious driver of getting more and more of that.
I wish I had some
Now
of
I'm
that.
a unicorn.
All right, we will continue our conversation with Uncle Les, but we also need to kind of get this breath and this other stuff.
man.
Yes, I want to hear it too.
People call, man.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to warn you that I have a brother that's special. Now, you ever heard of the O'Reilly factor?
Yes.
Well, there's a fliggity factor.
Okay.
And that's my brother.
Okay.
So he might say some things, and you might scratch your head, but it's going to be all right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, now you sure he called?
Maybe he did, but I'm just saying, if he does.
You setting him up. All right, man. This first one comes from the 281, and that's what?
On
Backyard. And let's see what they got to say. Hold on.
I remember growing up watching the Cosby Show, and I remember this one episode when Theo said something. So it's like really famous. People know about it. Y'all know about it. And he told his dad something about mom is a lawyer and you're a doctor. And he went on his little soliloquy. And his dad looked at him and say, "That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. No wonder you make these." That's how I felt when I hear Reese talking about hip hop. He's talking about that he produced stuff because of the music. Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've heard, man. Hip hop ain't even that old. So this is what I need you to do, Reese. I need you to explain to me all the people that went to jail in the 60s. Tell me why they went. Because hip hop wasn't there. Tell me why the people went to jail in the 50s. Why were people dealing drugs and participating in criminal activities? Then can you please explain it to me? Please, sir. So, like in countries where hip hop isn't popular, can you tell me why those people go to jail? Can you please explain it to me? Please break that down and make it make sense. And please don't use any of your propaganda and don't use any false stats and fake news. Please don't do that, sir. And please don't tell me that you're only concerned about the black community. Please don't do that, sir, because these are all defense mechanisms that you use when you disseminate this poison to these people out here. Come on, Reese, get it together now. Now, for about a month and a half that you were flying right. You got nothing to do with, man. Come on, man.
You give you some credit.
I understand views matter and engagement with the people, but you can't be out here just lying to the people now. It's not very becoming of you. You sounded real sucker like. I'm not calling you a sucker, but I'm telling you sounded real sucker like, saying stuff like that, calling hip hop devil, calling rap devil music. Come on, man. Come on, man. We got too many tracks with you on it. You singing devil music because you weren't thinking devilish when you did your song. Please don't make excuses for yourself. Come on, sir. You got to do better than that, man. You got to do better, man. Come on, man. It ain't gonna be that, though, man. You out here sounding crazy, man. You sound smart to a dumb nigga, though. I'll tell you that much. Anybody who is easily swayed into that cognitive dissonance, yeah, they're gonna ride with you. They just contrarians too. Don't have a brain in their head. Don't think for themselves either. So, I just need you to explain and be very clear. Please just explain criminal activity before hip hop. All right.
Lay. Shout out to DJ. What up, dog?
He said too much. I got to see all of that.
It was basically explained. He was saying there was crime in the black community before hip hop,
right?
And that you going out your way to say hip hop is the reason black folks are doing crime. He's trying to say make sense.
No. What I said plays a huge part. And for anybody that think you don't, miss me with all that. I ain't sounding sucker like. I'm sounding like some shit that I see in real time. So just, I know you don't like to hear it, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I tickled your, you are being a fan of hip hop, or you being right leaning.
He also mentioned you being on some tracks. So explain that.
Have I said anything devilish?
No.
And then when Jay Young called, did I say you don't make devil music?
Yeah, but you heard him too when you said that.
What?
You called rap devil music.
It is.
Man, he called it and said, man, that hurt a little bit.
Okay, well, my bad. Sorry, and I don't give a fuck.
I'm finna say you don't sound like my bad.
First
sorry.
of all, if you like it, if you don't like it, don't listen. It is me. It is my show, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I feel. I say it talks about gang culture. It talks about pimping. I don't give a fuck about the 60s. I said right now, it's not propaganda. It ain't changing. I'm not giving you a history lesson. Don't put me on the motherfucking goddamn what do they call it on the? Don't put me on the hot seat. Okay. I said what I said. What I said was hip hop has a negative. It's negative on young black people. Period. And ain't no changing it. I'm not explaining. I don't owe you anything. Let's be clear.
And you hear that, DJ?
I hope
that's
he does
a double
hear.
down.
Yeah, double down.
He double down.
Ain't no propaganda. Ain't no lie. You look at the camera as well.
He got real loud, didn't
That shit, it embraces gang culture. It embraces dope selling. It embraces killing other black people.
Devin the Dude doesn't do that.
No, he don't. He smokes a lot of dope, but that's fine. But he doesn't.
And he drinks beer.
That he does. That's fine.
That's all
but
the rap about.
Don't act like the shit that's been played ain't devil music. Stop it. And I don't owe you shit. Like I said, you don't like, don't listen. But what it is,
man, so you taking that personal?
I'm not taking it personal.
Okay, look like it.
Well, I mean, fuck all that. But listen,
all right.
What I'm saying, all I'm doing is replying to his call and saying, look, I said what I said. And fuck the dumb shit. And I'm not giving you some dissertation about the 60s going into the 70s, going into nigga, the shit is fucked up and it's wrong. And the shit needs to stop. Yeah. Fuck all that.
Right on. On God.
Bad. It's all right.
All right.
It may be worth noting, you can edit this out, Monty.
No, we ain't editing nothing
that there was an extensive study by sociologists in the 40s, Gunnar Myrdal, hired by the U.S. government. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the Negro problem, as it was called back then, is based on white attitude. This is in partial response to the question, why was there crime in the 40s and 50s? You all are aware of Jim Crow. You're aware of vagrancy laws that caused the hyper-incarceration of African-American males so they could be farmed out at discount to companies and farmers and that sort of thing. The attitudes that Gunnar Myrdal uncovered were that the white American attitude was that blacks were predisposed to criminality. It wasn't necessarily true. They also thought that we were less intelligent, that we were ignorant. And obviously the Army promoted that well through the 50s. Mm-hmm. And hence, the segregation. You're not smart enough to lead, so that you had your black troops had to be led by whites.
Right.
Those attitudes were deep in society, and they still linger. So the notion of criminality, why is there crime in the black community? There was lack of economic opportunity. You're familiar with the burning of Black Wall Street. Mm-hmm. Whenever blacks even evacuated from white areas and tried to prosper, they were oppressed and forced to be poor and to be subservient. So these things are not hidden in the past. Anybody who wants to know about white attitudes and black attitudes and where they come from, there was a time when you weren't even allowed to be educated. Mm-hmm. I would say that the position you're in now, we were playing catch up. And what you aspire for African Americans to have knowledge and money and property and influence it's only recently possible in any significant way. So that's why there was still crime in the 40s and 50s and 60s, because there wasn't an opportunity to do anything else. And being forced into enclaves of poverty, inner city after the northern migration just exacerbated that. So, I mean, there is a history lesson to be had there, but it's accessible. It's something you can Google and find. I mean, depending on where you look, you're going to get some distortions, but some of the stuff is very obvious, and some of it's actually worth knowing so that you know how we got here, why rap became popular. First it was protest, then it was kill cops. And why would you want to kill cops? Well, it didn't come from nowhere.
Right.
It didn't come from nowhere. It came from those attitudes that blacks were less than. If you look at one picture when you go to Memphis and look at the African American Museum there, I'm human signs on people. We are still fighting against that ghost, that we were considered less than human for centuries. Mm-hmm. That's why you have protest songs. That's why it has devolved into what you described as self-destructive music. I mean, it is a devolution, but I think it's more of a symptom than a cause. But as you, I think, correctly point out, it does contribute to a lessening of the culture.
Do you believe that? Okay. So, can you help me understand, based on what you just told me, why me as a person could either be bumped or wear a certain color, associated myself with a certain criminal street gang, not knowing you, and be willing to kill you, disregard your family, your mom, based upon a color or something like that.
Or a uniform.
A uniform.
This is what we teach people in the Army.
Right. But
our opponents are less than human. That's what allows a human with normal compassions, unlike Monty, and perhaps me, to kill other humans. It's unnatural unless you dehumanize the opponent. And so there's two things going on there. You have to dehumanize the other, and you want to belong. There's a tribalism that is significant. Yep. Belonging is a tremendous human need. I think it's even greater than sex. And sex, is a primal drive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. But I think a need to belong, because we are designed to live in community, is stronger than that. And so if as you pointed out earlier, there's a lot of fatherless families and a lot of what have been described as broken homes, if I find a place where I belong, I would do anything to stay there.
Right.
I think those are two reasons why I would be willing to kill to fit in.
Let's go to the next voice, man. I can go all day, man.
I know it, man. That's why I'm just sitting here listening.
Yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying Uncle Les here. And like I said, DJ, you got to give one question at a time. What do you think?
It was one long question.
It was one question.
Kind of like the way you ask them.
Well, you got to get one at a time. And the thing about it is,
it was one long question, man. That's it.
It was.
But like when I text him or want him to come on live, he don't come on. Then he calls in with this stuff.
Well,
it'd be better if we went face to face.
He probably needed time to formulate his thoughts.
Yeah.
I thought it was a fairly coherent, albeit lengthy question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like yours. Lengthy.
Yeah, like yours. Yeah.
Yeah, but we doing a show.
Yeah, well, I understand.
All right.
I know how to ask a short question.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
That covers it all, right?
I was careful to look at you and not make my host sensitive.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along. We got more breath.
Yeah, we got one more. This one here is from the 832.
So we got two.
Two, man. We got like 3 more after this.
Oh, I thought, because I remember you told me that. Okay, go ahead.
All right. This was a pretty quick one. I'm not sure exactly what was said. But yeah, 832 in the house, and that is what? Our own backyard. Let's see what they got to say. Hold on.
What's up, fellas?
It's your boy, too.
D. Reese and D. Ass. And the BYT. I'm a couple. I listened to a couple shows. I'm on the one with Asher right now, though, but I just paused it. So I don't forget, but we know I didn't do that. XO is for extra old. It's just A.
Extra old. That's what XO stands for.
And shit, now y'all make me see what else I call for. Shit, what's up on the fantasy football, man? I got Yahoo fantasy emailing me talking about get at the commissioner. But shit, I had a bunch of shit because I listened to too many shows. But shit, I really just checking in, man. Y'all, I'm still out here listening. I'm pretty sure y'all know that because I be on that gram a little bit. And shit, man. I'm just out here listening, man. I was just calling in just to holler. I just got me some of that 4 Roses. I'm finna check that
4
shit out.
4 Roses.
And
yeah.
Okay.
Shit, I think that's about it, man. If I think about what I call for, I call y'all.
Shout out to 2, man.
Shout out to 2.
That's a childhood friend of mine.
So the 4 Roses knocked his memory out of his head?
Sound like it.
Well, yeah, maybe he looked like he had a little too much. But yeah, man, shout out to 2, man. I've been knowing that man since middle school.
Yeah.
I think. Right up in there.
Hey.
It's my boy.
You ever seen the Little Rascals?
Sure.
Him too. Wig split. I'm about to say Stroder, but seemed like Stroder's in the neighborhood.
Stroder was in the
Who
neighborhood.
am I missing?
Oh man,
Two
you
little brothers?
missing a bunch.
Rand.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith and his brothers.
Okay.
Nick around the corner. Brew, Anthony, Ed. I mean, the list go on. We can do this all
That's
day.
all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that.
The movie ATL, that was us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up. And we got a part 2 coming up. A sequel.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what that's like.
All right. So we're gonna take a break on the breath. So Kanye West, he released his long-awaited Donda. You know, he had an event, had a model of his old home, did the thing in Atlanta. Then he came back to Chicago with that model, like I said, and had Kim Kardashian on the floor.
I told you, dog. I told you they weren't divorced.
Well, I know
all that was for sure.
I know some bullshit is with it.
I knew it.
I know some bullshit with it.
Come on,
and especially
man.
since they don't have a show no more.
She came out in like a wedding dress
from Balenciaga.
Come on, man.
All right. Kanye refuted, said this was released by Universal without his permission.
Mm-hmm.
Jail 2 apparently is not on the album, featuring the Baby.
Yeah.
And Marilyn Manson. They both are kind of under a little scrutiny right now.
It's on there now.
Jail 2?
Yeah.
Really?
After the hype, I had to at least give it one run.
I do not like that guy.
I don't like him either. But the hype got me. I had to listen to it once. And dog, it wasn't it. See, he's trying to operate it like it's a gospel album. They're taking out all the cuss words, but you know they're cuss words. So they take them out. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure
Nigga, if niggas in there, they take it out.
What's nothing wrong with that?
Well, I'm just saying. He's trying to make it a gospel album.
Why?
Because that's what Kanye does. So if you're looking for, a banger with big time lyrics and all that, you ain't gonna get much of that. It's a bunch of music, a bunch of chanting, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And man, all the hype, it did not. It fell way flat to me. It was. I mean, if you're a Kanye fan, you're gonna give it some allowances. But for me, just a regular listener that just want to hear some good music, that wasn't it.
Nah, that ain't no rider music. Mm-hmm. Now, I would say this. I guess Drake released a Kanye song. Did you hear about that?
Yes. He released a Kanye disc. I mean, not disc, a disc. Where Kanye dissed him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that too.
In that he said, when I summon you, you write for me.
Yeah. He did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Don't make Kanye look like a nice person, does it?
No.
No. So all that, when Soulja Boy was cussing at him and talking all that trash, he's probably right.
Yeah. He's a bad person. And so DJ Envy went on the Breakfast Club.
Yep.
Everybody knows the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne.
Charlamagne.
Yeah. Angela Lee.
I don't think you pronounced that right.
He said he's a circus. He's moving wrong behind the scenes. His crew enables him.
He's a clown, and the people that enable him are clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he wasn't wrong in my opinion.
No, me neither. I totally agree.
Hey, you got a homie that's a knucklehead. You got to set him straight. You got to. At least tell him, hey man, like when Reese goes off, I say, hey man, you doing too much. He might not receive it, but I said it.
Why you have to use him as an example?
Because I get it on the back.
Oh, okay, all right.
When I knocked his pit over, he said, yeah, you was doing too much. So we keep each other honest.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's what buddies do.
Yeah. I reckon you don't listen to Kanye West, huh, Uncle Les?
No. I think there was a argument a few years ago between him and somebody else.
Yes.
That made some press.
That's pretty good right there.
Without knowing too much, you just covered it all.
Yeah.
Right there.
All right, Uncle Les, check this out. Now, this is the entertainment part of our show.
So I'm not involved.
No, you are very much involved.
Very much involved. You are the targeted demo.
Oh, okay. So y'all gonna pop me and
No.
embarrass me?
Not targeted in that way.
But no. Let's hear me out. I said entertainment, aka fuckery.
I was gonna say, man, you being PC about it.
While I was inside checking on my children, I got a instant message on Facebook from a friend of mine from high school.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a non sequitur. I went to check on my children. I was on Facebook.
No,
come on. Tell me what this daddy duty.
No. I had it in my hand, and the notification dropped down.
Okay.
And so she was just checking in to see.
Why did I know it was a female?
Nigga,
that sounds like a mild accusation.
Hang on.
Huh?
No.
We got history with this. He has homegirls. I can't do that. I don't have the capability. I don't.
If you're a man of substance, you do.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, see?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I just like to talk. That's it.
I was hanging out with Dale the other day. He's the same way.
He's a man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And he got homegirls.
Yeah.
And I said, man, you and Reese, man, I don't get this. I don't get it. And I'll leave it there.
Okay. So pretty much this is what's going on. I said that to say this. My homegirl, well, I'm gonna say my homegirl, but a girl I went to high school with.
Straighten it up.
She's in a throuple. I mean, she's married. Her and her husband have a in-house girlfriend.
A sister wife,
and we're gonna have them on, but she was trying to see where we was at with getting them on. So, how do you feel about that? Man with wife and girlfriend in the same house, sleep in the same bed, and they're active together. Of all meanings of the,
Wow. It sounds untenable in most circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you I couldn't pull it off.
You got enough let you?
But
purple one.
But I suppose it does conflict with the one man, one woman concept that I grew up with, and it seems a little unstable, like it couldn't possibly last. You know how hard it is because you're both married to have two adults in the house trying to agree on money. These are top three: faith and how to raise the kids. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that married couples fight about. If you had a third adult with an opinion to that, it sounds like it would be overly complex and difficult to manage.
Okay. That's the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the man part of this situation.
I'm all about that. We had a remodel of our upstairs bath, the master bath. And you may have even seen it. Was it done when you all came up?
I think so, yeah.
I told the contractor, look, I want me and 3 women to fit in here. That's how big I want it. Okay. And my wife was standing there. She said, what 3 women? I said, you plus 2 more. Hey. Doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah, what you think I meant?
You're one of them. Isn't that what matters?
Yeah.
And he made it giant. It's big. It'll hold 4 people,
Yeah.
two shower heads, and yeah.
Oh, there you go.
So, I mean, I have my secret fantasies. That might be one of them, but I'm not going to confirm or deny.
Just keep them up here. So anyway.
I'm going to edit that out.
Yeah, you need to edit that out. Thank you.
Those of you listening, just know that we working on that. And it got to happen because we need to do that.
What, in your household? That's going to be a calamity.
Well, my showers, I got.
Oh, the shower. I thought you meant the throuple.
No. You
better clarify, homie.
Yeah.
You left that open.
You didn't have the antecedent correct
here's
on
the
that
deal.
one.
No. Don't get it twisted. If I could find another wife like the one I got, yes.
Ooh, nice. That's the only part of the show you should let her listen to.
Yeah. Hey. If I had 2,
you said that right.
I mean, that would be amazing because what I have is absolutely amazing. So it just can't get. I don't know they get any better than that. But if you tell him if I had 2,
she's listening.
She don't. My wife don't listen.
Got to.
She get her feelings hurt when she listen. My wife can't handle this. You kidding me?
Yeah, mine neither.
Okay. But yeah, if I could have 2 of that, oh my God.
No, I don't want none of that in my life.
No?
No.
You ain't got enough leche?
No. Leche, none. I got enough patience. None of that.
No.
One
is enough.
Let's garage time.
Yeah.
One is more than enough for me.
You get one of them just at you all the time. 2 of them.
Yeah.
And somebody get hurt.
Yeah.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
Okay.
I don't know why people think that's cool. You want that?
All right.
Get out of here.
We kind of derailing.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
No, you're fine.
It's really baggy.
We about to keep going, and I'm about to get going.
I know. I'm done.
Okay.
All done.
Because I was thinking about this scene I watched on black.com the other day.
Ooh.
I'm playing. Tyron Woodley, he lost to Jake Paul. This is one of those.
Oh yeah,
one of those brothers. They had a fight. I didn't know Jake Paul was bigger than him. Tyron Woodley of the UFC, which is not a traditional. He's not a traditional boxer, but it's part of the sport. But he lost.
I heard the dude almost knocked him out a few times.
Knocked out Woodley?
No. Woodley almost knocked out Paul.
Yeah, but he won. And did you see anything that said who should have won?
Yeah, a lot of people said Woodley won.
We should have whooped his ass.
Man, well,
now
those Paul brothers on some kind of trajectory, man. They're not going to lose right now.
Well,
I don't know.
Avery Woodley, you can follow her on the IG.
Yeah. Is that
Oh,
kinfolk?
a pretty brown.
Oh,
thing.
you know what?
Right.
I saw that on Instagram, and I'm like, I didn't follow her. Yeah. How'd I get there?
I don't know.
Okay.
We both got access.
Yeah, I know. So if I didn't do it,
you even put that on me.
That's the only reason I knew about that fight.
I'm just blown away that these guys can still pull this shit off.
Well, they winning, man.
And it shows you how simple people are. That is what fighting and combat sport have came to where they can put real fighters against YouTube sensation.
Well, we got a resident boxer in the house.
Okay.
I'm a certified USA boxing coach.
Oh yeah?
Look at that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you gonna have me go punch and get some dead beef or?
Oh, good. That's a technique. I don't tend to use it with my fighters. It's more theatrics than
yeah. But he lost to a YouTuber, and I'm just apparently this guy is trained just like Tyron Woodley is trained. It's just amazing to me. We got him. Let's go to that next, bro.
Yeah, I was finna say we got plenty. And this was from the 817, and that's up 45 north from us. Not on backyard, but across the street. Let's see what they got to say. Hold on.
Hey, fellas, it's Keisha. How you guys doing? No, I haven't called in a while, but I'm super duper busy. But calling saying hey. I haven't. I caught. Y'all don't put out a lot of content, so I gotta go back. But I did. I'm listening to the show now, and I caught some of the other shows previously. You guys were talking about Sha'carri. Yes. Definitely agree with the DJ. That was a bit much for you, how I get on hell, so that was like, wow. I mean, you can have your opinions and your thoughts about someone, but at the same time, we are so quick to criticize others without really stopping and just really looking at the situation. Not giving anyone a pass, but I'm just saying, like, she, from her background, where she came from, what she's had to overcome, not saying that, but we don't know the whole story. She's gone through a lot. And on top of that, the child is 21 years old. They like tattoos. They like colored hair. They like eyelashes and long nails. I have 2 girls. One is 18, one is 23. They love colored hair. My daughter loves blonde hair with blue streaks. I don't like it, but they love it. They're young. they like to experiment with colors and all this kind of stuff. So again, you got to look at her age. What I'm disappointed is her PR. Like, who is really representing her? Because at the end of the day, sometimes things like this have to happen in order for that child to be humble. Because at the end of the day, when you that young, you think you the best in the world. Yeah, shit like this will happen. And you have to realize, okay, let me calm down. Like, I came in dead last after X, Y, Z happened, blah, blah, blah. So they have to kind of tone themselves down. You have to give it to them in their, you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of go with them. But that's where the PR people need to step in and be like, hey, okay, let's have a whole discussion about this, and this. At the end of the day, she is a 21-year-old child, and I think a lot of that is a defense mechanism. She's probably hurt by all the people. So instead of her just, breaking down and just really being honest, she's like using it as a defense mechanism and going back and being like, hey, y'all talked about me and blah, 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 and making jokes and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So then, of course, that defense comes up. But just be a little bit more mindful.
Hold up, man. She got cut off.
Is it over?
Yeah.
She called back?
She did.
Go ahead.
All right, man. As Keisha continues.
And continues.
So as I was saying, just be a little bit more mindful of her situation. No, she wasn't raised like you were. She wasn't raised like how I was. She wasn't raised like how a lot of people were. But she's trying to get out of that. But some people need to kind of tell her. And as you get a little older, they'll listen. They're kids. They're young.
So she'll learn a lot.
They don't listen. They think they know everything. But eventually they'll start to listen. Trust me, my kids still don't listen to after the fact happened. And then they're like, oh, you were right, Mom. So sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But at the end of the day, sometimes, I'm like, hey, y'all niggas got to learn on your own. I'm going to let you fall, hit your head, and when you get back up, I'm going to be here. And then we're going to listen. You're going to listen next time. Okay. So that's what happens. I think the fact that a lot of people really like her is because she is really true to who she is. She like nails. She like colors. She like tattoos. Why change for it? I mean, it's okay to change, but not like change to please everyone, because at the end of the day, she's not going to be able to please every single person because what they do and what they don't like about her. She's just not going to be able to do that. I know you hate Cardi B, but at the same time, the reason why Cardi B, and y'all said this on a few shows, like she's almost out the door. Cardi B ain't going to be out the door no time soon. And the fact that she's pregnant, that baby is actually helping her. You know, back in the days, the babies used to hurt your career. Now they help your career. The more babies you have, the better your career is going to go. So, no, the baby is actually helping her. But the reason why Cardi is popular is because she didn't change. She is truly her. She can't talk, but people love the fact that she's a real, honest, genuine person. And that's what they like. So, at the end of the day, that's what it is. But just be a little bit more mindful and realize that this is still a 21-year-old child at the end of the day.
Oh, no.
So, that's all I had to say.
So she's telling you to be more mindful.
Yeah.
I'm a little harsh.
No,
now, when you said 21-year-old child.
Yeah, I've never subscribed.
Where we heard that at?
No, not in my house.
Yeah, 21-year-old child.
Oh, no, you don't.
No.
Keisha, I agree and disagree. I agree. I mean, I agree that as Uncle Les told me that, you know, what you say, it just might not hit everybody the right way. But to me,
you mean that part where you called her a ghetto heifer?
She is a ghetto heifer.
Okay.
Oh, let's not forget
that might not hit anybody right.
Hey, with the stank pussy.
Okay.
Can I get a ching ching?
Oh,
thank
you want ching ching for that one?
She got stank pussy.
That don't deserve a ching ching.
What did it deserve?
A flyover.
Well, see, her unprofessionalism is just, it does not work for me. Her presentation is terrible. I get it. I all of the colors and stuff, you know, I don't know, it could be deemed as FloJo-esque. I don't know.
It
But it
is.
seemed
That's
like
what most
when
people
FloJo
say.
did it, she was a little more classy.
It seemed like FloJo was way more classy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the presentation,
You know what it is?
with her
It's rap music.
with her
That
ignorance,
devil music.
with her ignorance.
It's ruining an entire culture, an entire generation lost to music, or so-called music.
That filth, Lord, filth.
It is. I don't understand what the backlash is.
Hey, the only thing I disagree with Keisha's call is that 21-year-old child stuff. You know right and wrong pretty early. I know I knew right and wrong right around 8.
8 years old.
Yeah. See?
I've made the same argument.
We didn't rehearse this.
Yeah.
8 years old, I knew. Anything after that, I was just testing waters. You know, so I don't, 21 is not a child. I had a child when I was 21.
She keep doing more dumb shit though. She also, while she's talking about Sha'carri chose violence. She just posted in her IG story. She lost, got dead last in the 100 meters she ran. She pulled out the 200 meter. Then she came back and did another 200 meter. Was blown away. Y'all keep feeling sorry for her ass, but on social media she chose violence. So people,
she woke up and chose violence.
Right.
It's the violence for me.
One reply, why not choose speed? Oh, it get better.
Yeah.
She didn't choose speed because she chose weed.
It's the entertainment part of the show.
Yes.
Somebody said she needs to choose training.
Choose training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Keisha.
she should have chose speed.
I get it. I do. I do. Just bringing it back and actually listening to what you said. I do understand what you're saying. Kids do things, and we have to kind of just wait a minute and just back up and give them opportunity to fix themselves. But I just feel like she's just so brash, and I'm just not feeling what
cringeworthy, dog. To hear you call her a ghetto heifer.
What's the thing?
Cringeworthy. Yeah, that too. Just gonna act like that didn't happen.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. I ain't taking it back. I don't take back much, if anything.
All right.
So, but I will say this: she has an opportunity.
Stubborn as a mule.
No, but I have ever not said I'm about people fixing themselves and the comeback. I've said that.
You can't do both, man. You can't down talk them that bad.
Why not?
Okay, we'll keep doing it.
All right. You can talk to Uncle this. I'm going to check on the boys, and then I'm going to pee in the potty. But y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, man. All right,
sir.
Now, you joined the Army from when y'all were living in Fort Hood?
That's right.
Okay, so when did you get down to Crab? How often did you get down to Crab?
Twice a year, probably.
Yeah.
On leave. Sometimes when I was in military school, I'd come down to Crab once, and then the other leave, if I got one, I'd go visit someplace else in the country.
Do you have any childhood stories about being around there?
In Crab?
Yeah.
Yes. Playing in the rain, those squirrels bobbing in the pot, that pot-bellied stove, going out to dump the pea pot. Priming the pump
dumping the pea pot.
Yeah,
I recall my dad talking about this.
Yeah, we were supposed to take turns.
Yeah,
but I was a little scaredy. So,
man, I tell people sometimes, like, man, y'all, I'm not a city slicker. I come from some country stuff, and but I never had to dump a pea pot.
An outhouse? Outhouse?
Yeah.
You use outhouse?
No, I didn't use it. Okay. No, man, dumping the pea pot. Now, how did that go?
Well, the weather wasn't. Everybody didn't want to put their stuff on and go outside. So when it got to a certain height, you had to take it out. You're supposed to dump it in the outhouse,
man,
and then just bring the empty pot back.
Yeah,
I suppose we were probably supposed to swish it out first too with some fresh water, but I don't remember ever doing that part.
Okay,
and then I remember a mother dragging a big canvas bag. Cotton, and I was sitting under. I was really young, so I was sitting under the tree in the shade with the water.
Yeah,
I remember how good the water was, how cold.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Now, your jump to West Point. I've never known this whole story anyway. So I heard you saying something about when you were a cadet going to Ranger School.
Yes.
Okay. Were you in West Point at that time?
Yes.
So how'd you get to West Point?
I was in junior college in Texas.
Okay.
At Killeen. I went to Central Texas College is what it was called back then.
Okay.
I think it's called something else now. And I was working on a business degree because I thought I could be a wizard of finance. And I needed to make a living. I really wanted to be an auto mechanic. That's all I really wanted to do. And my father said, when I graduated from high school, the day I graduated, and you know, my father didn't get a high school, as far as I know. He said, you need to get that diploma. You need to go to college. And I went. And then I never argued with my father. I didn't argue with him. He said,
He wasn't to argue. You wouldn't want to argue.
No, I didn't want to argue with him.
No.
And he said, you ought to consider West Point. And I said, West Point? That prison? I wouldn't go there if you paid me. That's what I said to my father on my graduation days. I never talked to him like that before. I heard it was a boys' school. I thought it was somewhere in Virginia, and they just haze you. And I wasn't, and no girls. I wasn't dating anybody anyway, but I wasn't interested in going to an all-boys school.
Right.
Talk about lessening my chances. I was already desperate. So I agreed with him that day, or shortly thereafter. I said, I got a deal for you, Pop. He said, I'll pay for whatever school. You don't want to go to West Point, I'll pay for whatever school you want to go to. So he saw something in me.
Yeah.
And so I thought about it. He's my dad. And he never steered me wrong. I had to try to honor him. And so I arranged, I got accepted to Central Texas College. I got a Pell Grant. And I came back and told him after I got accepted, I said, Pop, I got a proposition for you. I'll pay my way through the first 2 years because I knew he didn't have it.
Yeah.
And you pay my way through the last 2 years. And he said, deal. Okay. He was happy that I was going to school. So I went to school on an overload. I took 17 hours, 18 hours, 18, 19, 20, and 21 hours to get my associates while I was working full time at Central Texas College. And while I was there, one of my buddies' dad talked to me. Well, that whole 2 years, this is when I said God called me to West Point.
Okay.
He kept sending strangers. Remember I told you how the little girl came up and crawled in my arms?
Yeah.
He sent adults to talk to me about going to West Point, one after another, every couple of months. I didn't know any of these folks.
They were grooming you.
Yes.
For greatness.
And so I finally relented and went. That's how I got there.
You relented and went.
Yes, I was extremely reluctant. There's a video of the first day. They call it our day, or reorganization day, of me. I had on some corduroy overalls. They showed the video sometime during my plebe year of me. I had my afro. I had the coveralls on. I got off that bus. I was already mad. I don't want to be here. When is this going to be over? Yeah. I got off there scowling. And the very first day, it was mostly men back then. The women had just started going there. And I had a duffel bag on my back, one in my left hand, and a laundry bag full of gear, clothing, issue stuff in my hand. And my room was on the 5th floor. And I was walking up the stairs with my load, and these 2 upper-class cadets came down in their press shirts, and they said, "Get against the wall, smack."
Ooh.
And I was thinking, I dropped those bags. I was going to drop both of them and kick them down the stairs and go to my room.
Yeah.
And they started yelling. I'm supposed to get against the wall and get my chin up. I'm like, no, that is not happening today. I'm going to beat you both down.
Yeah.
Because I don't think together you can take me. And then I had to make a decision. You're going to put up with this or not? You're called. You got to answer the call.
Yeah.
So by the time I made my decision not to whoop them, there were 5 of them yelling at me.
Oh, man.
And so it began. So I said, okay, I can handle it.
All right.
What I missed?
Oh, I was asking how you got to West Point.
Oh, I think I heard that story already.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Right. I see you. I see you.
So I remember last time we talked, you mentioned that you did not accept the job as the brigade commander, right? Was it the brigade?
Oh, yes, that's battalion.
No,
command.
battalion. You didn't take it.
I turned it down a couple of times.
Turned it down.
For daddy duty. Since you never served with me, you don't know, I'm pretty dedicated to the task.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to spend too much time training the men and prepping the men. I would not have been an effective father. And I'd seen that episode before.
Mm-hmm.
We get really dedicated to the mission and the family suffers. I mean, that's going to happen in any profession, but I knew I was particularly predisposed to being a neglectful father by being a totally dedicated soldier.
Now, your dad was E8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I know this because I saw the jacket at your brother's house.
Yes.
That's just as time consuming to me.
It is. And somehow he managed with 7 kids to make it. He managed to make it work.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you had to know that you could have done it, right?
I couldn't have done it because I already saw myself before we had children neglecting Monica.
Okay.
The man always needs something,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that I was responsible for their welfare, and mostly sometimes it was, reconciling them with their wife or getting them some back pay or emergency help, getting them out of jail or putting them in jail.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly it was training them to survive in combat.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to do what you're supposed to do so that we can win.
Mm-hmm.
And I was totally dedicated to that. And it takes a lot more time than we had to do it well.
Now, let me ask you this. In your S3 briefing, G3 briefings, has there ever talk about body bags?
Yes. When you do the battle calculus, you do have to estimate the number of casualties.
Lives.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And there's a logistics portion that how many body bags do we need to order? Yeah.
Oh wow. That's you hear that, home team? Yeah. that touch you a little bit right there. As an officer, you lead from behind. You're in the planning and things like that. Any guilt, not just from you, but was there any guilt ever said that we got our infantry up front on the line? Is like that just does it ever bother you that you're back further and you're hearing about lives lost or your intel briefing to where something wrong happened?
There's a great saying I read from a military historian. He wrote that if the general spent more time on the front lines, there'd be a lot less combat.
Really?
There'd be a lot less warring going on.
Because they know, instead of doing all the planning.
Yeah.
They know.
So my personal experience was that as a lieutenant, I would not have survived very long because I was always up front. We were supposed to be back behind the squad, one squad up front. But I always wanted to be up there to see for myself what the threat looked like, what the obstacles looked like. It was ill-advised. Fortunately, I didn't go to combat during that time, or I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. But my guys had a hard time keeping up with me in those days because I always wanted to be out front.
You hear that noise?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Windows-based, kind of substandard equipment, but we'll keep driving along here.
When I was more senior and I was planning that, I hadn't forgotten. The men were never means to an end, cogs in a machine.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there was always, I was hyper-conscious of lives lost, sons, daughters, husbands, fathers. That was, you can't let that affect your decision making if you're trying to win a battle. But I was hyper conscious of it.
Okay.
And in fact, I had when I was on general staff, I had a 1-star coach me a little bit on that. He said, "You're a little too sensitive about the loss of life, but here, let me give you a remedy." So we had the enemy in an assembly area before. I'm waiting for him to move so that I could put force on force, infantrymen against it, because I've trained with a lot of different countries as I matured through the military, and I never went to a country or met a military.
Clearly, I didn't train Afghanistan, but no, I'm just playing. I had to do that.
You gonna figure out a way to get that in there?
Okay,
I had to do that. Yeah,
I never trained or maneuvered against a military that I was afraid that I thought we would lose against.
Okay,
at least when I was in.
Okay,
and so Yeah, although you made me lose my train of thought when you bashed me. You did. We're what 11-2 now. Vietnam and Afghanistan. Well trained. The effective training of the military made me confident. Anyway, what I started to say about the 1-star is that he said, "Let's not wait until they move. Let's shoot some rockets at them.
Yeah.
Let's dust them off before they get." And I went, "All right, that hadn't occurred to me because I'm all about sticking them in the chest with a bayonet, right?" He said,
Right.
"You don't have to do that yet."
Did you work in the Pentagon?
No, the story you may be thinking about is I got recruited to be the secretary, to be on the Secretary of the Army staff.
Okay.
And I got yanked back. Here's what I think was happening. Somebody out there listening to this broadcast might know. I think I was being groomed to be more senior than I was, but I kept making family decisions.
Right.
And so to go to work for the Secretary of the Army would have been a way to advance, except that it took me out of the infantry, took me out of the line to work at the Pentagon at a time when I should have been going for battalion command. So they accepted me for the job. They call it black booking. I got handpicked out of the line to go work for the secretary. And then the next day they fired me and sent me back to the infantry because the XO, the colonel there, actually yelled at me. "Do you know what this is doing? Somebody doesn't want you here." And he was holding up a letter.
So were you a major at the time?
Yes, I was a major.
So what did they send you back to, S3 or G3? Or
Yes, I went back to the G3.
At a battalion level? Or?
No, I was at division.
Okay. That's still that's not bad.
They wanted me back in the line, and I think they were trying to groom me to be one of the seniors.
Okay.
And I kept turning them down.
Based on your training experience, and when you make it to that level, do you believe that Biden is handling Afghanistan the right way?
It's hard to say. Here's what, as I'm an academic and a soldier,
right?
Almost any soldier at any grade could have told you that the Afghan army and the Iraqi army that we trained, I was over there doing it, was not going to withstand the loss of the American backing. And here's why. Here's at least in part why. It's tribal. They don't have a sense of nationalism the way you do. They're not flying an Afghan flag except when somebody asks them to. It's all about family and tribe. And if they can preserve that, they're not terribly interested in preserving the nation. And that's why when one person or family gets in charge, they aggrandize riches for themselves, and the country doesn't necessarily benefit because it's not about nationalism, and jingoism doesn't work. And there's no sense of national pride, and there's nothing to fight for unless it's your tribe and family. And so if you're threatening my family, and I can save my family by stripping this off and putting that uniform on, I'm dropping that weapon. I might not drop it. I might hide it, but I'm changing my clothes today. I'm not going to get shot over some national concept that I don't believe in. So could he handle it better? Perhaps. But I think that he had enough people on his staff that could have told him that was going to happen, and he may have just been willing to do it anyway. And that's maybe why he doubled down on, we were going to have to get out at some point anyway. It was never going to get any prettier.
Trump said it, right?
Yeah. It was never going to be pretty. And you hope it wouldn't come down as a loss. It might not have come down as a loss if the Afghan military had stood up for 2 or 3 weeks, and it could have been their loss, not our loss.
Yeah.
Right? But it was going to happen like that. I think the only thing that soldiers that I know, and I obviously still know some active duty military people, would say is that the rapidity might have surprised, the rapidity of the collapse might have surprised a few, but not those of us who've been over there and working with them. It's just, it wasn't surprising at all.
Can the world be okay without foreign military presence occupying that land?
That's a war college question. You know how I know? Because not only did I attend the war college, I taught at the war college, and I asked that question. Isn't it okay? Because these are guys that are going to be admirals and generals. Isn't it okay if America's number 2 or number 3 military? No, we have to be number 1. Japan was not even allowed to have an offensive military. And they regrew their economy. Germany was demilitarized, and they grew their economy. They're the strongest economy in the EU. I'm just posing the question.
Yeah.
History says the answer is yes. It is okay for us to be number 2 or number 3. And if we're number 2 or number 3, that means somebody else has filled the military vacuum, leadership vacuum, and that's probably going to be China in the current.
They say they're buying a lot of land all over the world.
And they're making inroads to get the resources they need to prosecute their business economically, diplomatically. Is it okay if we're number 2 or number 3? Maybe. So, yes, can we survive without being over there? Yes. What we generally try to do is fight the war in somebody else's backyard. That we're not going to be able to do that anymore was an eventuality that was bound to come. Every empire before us had exactly the same outcome at approximately the same amount of time.
Yep.
So, yes.
How you said China, a communist world leader. How do higher ups, military and political leaders at the Pentagon feel about a communist world leader?
You mean having
China.
undue influence?
I mean, just China being the world leader.
I think you see that in the press, and I don't think it's sometimes the press and the back channel communication don't match. But I think in this case, and I don't have any contacts in the Pentagon anymore. That the public representation of China as the existential threat for the U.S. diplomatically and militarily,
it's media based,
is no. I think it's legit. I think the admission that China has a head start on us if we're doing digital espionage is probably a matter of fact. I mean, we saw the evidence of it when I was in. It's possible that America has parity with China as far as infiltrating their digital means of intelligence and infrastructure, but we're more vulnerable, I think, because our society is so much more open.
Yeah,
and they've exploited that. They and the Russians have both exploited that, and rogue actors, if you want to call them that. I think they're generally state sponsored.
So to break that down in the layman's terms, China's like Apple, and America is like Android.
There you go.
That's what I got out of that.
There you go.
Hey.
Okay, let me ask you this. Anytime U.S. Americans, LeBron James of the media, he offended China. Whatever economic value is to that, they backpedal real quick. What do they have that's so great?
That's a reasonable question. This is part of what their strategy is. I'll just give you an example. I have a classmate from the academy who got out after his obligation and started a business. Mm-hmm. Part of his business is to build really small little gates for when you're building chips. Mm-hmm. It shoots a little bit of argon, right? Just microscopic portions of it to make industrial chips. As he invented it here in the States, in California, I went out to his clean room, watched him build them. He said, but if we really want to grow, we got to build a lot of these. While I was there on a 2-day trip, he dispatched his guy to go to China to set up the factory because China will build them far cheaper than American labor will do it.
Right.
And China drew all that business in, and you well aware that they make our medicine. They probably make that mic stand. Mm-hmm. They probably the mic itself. And it used to be Japan, right? Cheap junk. Then it was China, and then Japan started making high quality stuff. And then China is making a lot of the products and property that we use to include some of the essential, if you want to call military preparedness essential, things that would make us militarily prepared. And so they have wrangled their way into ownership of the process of labor and production that has made them inextricably important to the number one economy in the world. Mm-hmm. And that kind of influence makes LeBron James and the NBA back down. Mm-hmm. They are a huge market that we want to exploit. And why? I'm just going to quote Jackie Robinson here. That doesn't mean I believe it. America's God is money.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay. If you would have taken that job as battalion commander, and after that, what would have been your next move? I mean, just not brigade or division. Right. I mean, maybe that would be coming. Let's just say you made it to 4-star. What influence? What are you telling the president as a 4-star general, 3-star general in these conferences when you're talking about Afghanistan, when you're talking about China being a threat, when you're talking about North Korea launching missiles? What kind of conversations are you having with the president?
If he calls the Department of Defense, if he calls the Pentagon and says, I need a briefing, it depends on how much experience he has. As he might have none as Commander-in-Chief. He might not have been on the Senate Armed Services Committee. He might have no background. So sometimes it'd be like talking to a layperson. And he does have people who advise him, who sit close, civilians, who advise him on what we would tell him. But we would tell him, okay, sir, what do you want to know? I want to know how we should respond to China's primacy in digital, in digital warfare. Well, sir, I think we should form a digital warfare branch. We should have a space branch, right? Because they're getting ready to shoot. Space was supposed to be neutral, and now space, you can probably tell, is no longer neutral.
Right.
So we need a digital command and we need a space command. We might advise that because we want more money, right? But also we need more capability, and it often costs money. And he'd say, okay, do it, or you can do it, but you can only make it this big, or you have to do it at West Point, where let the cadets think it out, or not. And so we've given him a variety of options. Generally, when you're on staff, you'll give him 3 options, and he'll say, I like B and C, combine those, and so he sounds smart.
There you go.
You give them 3 distinct options, and they want to seem intelligent, so they'll pick 2 of them and say combine those.
I just lost my train of thought because the fliggity factor is real. We got breath?
Yeah, we got one more.
We got one more. I'll see if I can get this going. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you can reformulate them long ass questions. All right.
That looks short.
Oh, it's yeah. So it'll definitely be shorter than your question. It's come from 832. Let's see what they got to say. Hold on.
What's up, fellas?
We put money to sleep.
Breeze and D Montoya, man. I just called him. I listened to a couple shows, man, but I had to pause this one. This is I don't know what name or whatever. He's going off on Fruadulent. But I want to shout out that boy Ashton, man. That boy is the Reese Whisperer. It took him a minute, but he got to calm down, stating them facts. Enjoyed that show. Of course, I enjoy all the shows. And yeah, the whole Catholic confessional, that's a real thing, man. I ain't go to Catholic school, but I was raised Catholic. And I ain't saying I went all the time, but I have been before. But I'm finna get back to the show, man. As always, I'm out here listening. Oh, I can't wait for this draft. I think I left a message about it before y'all said something about it. Because they've been emailing me to holler at the commission. But, all right, man, I'll be out here listening later.
Later, too. Calling in, man. Waiting on that draft, man. You ready?
I am ready. If you in it, I'll send you a message. DJ and
Still Trill?
Still Trill.
Yeah.
Well, DJ said it before. He hadn't never re-mentioned it, but Still Trill did reach out. This is what I'm going to do. And it's too late. And it's my bad. Next year, if you don't listen to the show, you will be exiled from this list.
Wow.
You got to go.
Exiled. Uh-huh.
I mean, we got listeners. I mean, fuck it. Me and DJ
like
disagree,
Napoleon.
but he listened to the show. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, not two, but Still Trill, he listened to the show. So if you do not listen to the show, you got to go.
Man.
That's rough. You're the commissioner?
I mean, it ain't that serious, but yeah,
it sounds like it. You're exiling people.
Yeah, you got to go. So I mean, it might hurt some people. I'm looking at the fuckery real quick. Uncle Les, here's what I'm gonna do. So this is what I'm gonna do because I have a lot of questions.
Apparently,
you can tell.
Or maybe just 3, and they just sound like a lot of questions.
We might be putting my nephew to sleep.
No, I'm listening.
Hey, listen.
I hear the question, and then there's another 5 minutes of commentary in front of the question. I said, I got the question. Let him answer it. Go ahead, dog. Maybe that's just me.
No, what we're gonna do, me and you.
Bottom line.
No. Listen, we are going to have a full blown out interview because I got some shit I want to talk about. Pardon me. And we gonna record that, and then he gonna put it out.
Yes, that's correct.
Because I got mission creep over there.
Yeah, you see that?
I mean, I have some
He's
questions.
the commissioner and the boss.
I'm gonna formulate the questions, and then you gonna put them out.
I mean, because that's what happens, So,
we have our respective roles.
Yeah, but see, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I consider myself the Dr. Dre of this whole operation.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Why I can't be Easy E?
No.
Oh, because I can rap on beat?
Yeah. Ice Cube, don't write your rhyme.
Yeah. All right. Moving along here. Drake. That's where I was trying to get to.
Okay.
If I can get to it. Okay. All right. He dropped the long-awaited Certified Lover Boy. There's always been talking him and Kanye dropping around the same time.
Yeah.
He mentioned Kanye in one of his references.
Innuendos and beefs.
Yeah. I'll let you listen to I sent you the video, Academics.
Yes, I saw that.
So what did you think? Now, I know there is listening to Drake can be cringeworthy for you.
Yes, it's a little rough.
Talking numbers.
You see the question?
Talking.
He already asked it, but he's still going.
No, talking numbers and
Yes,
based
sir.
on what you heard from that rant. What do you? Okay, hold on. What do you think
You're
about?
gonna re-ask the question.
Well, what do you think about the overall, just Drake in himself dropping the album versus Kanye dropping? Which one would you rather listen to? The Montoya's. We ain't talking about the road. We ain't talking about some gangster shit.
Hey, man. You let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Look, man, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but every now and again he gets in a pocket where he's really spitting.
Mm-hmm.
That only happened like once on his album.
Really?
Yeah. And Academics, man, I suffered through most of watching his video.
You watched that whole 45 minutes?
I watched about 30 minutes of it.
Okay.
Based off of your recommendation. You seem
watched
very
it,
excited
did you listen to
about
the very end, though?
No.
I want you to listen to the very beginning and the very end.
They had a separate clip of the end.
Well, I want you to listen to the end because he was going at like some.
My son.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I know. There was another video that was 11 minutes long.
Okay.
With that part.
Okay, but
I
anyway,
cut all
going back
that.
to okay.
I cut all that. And Academics is hard to listen to too. I almost about to pick at you again. He said he repeated himself about 10 times in 30 minutes.
I saw one video that said he fell asleep.
He said the same thing in 3 different ways 10 times.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got it. He repeated it to, put a little exclamation point on his topic. I got it. Then he did it again, basically saying that Drake is coming, sit down, Kanye.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even think he hyped it up way more than it was to me. And then after I listened to Kanye and Drake, I came away from it very unenthused. It's the factor in the house.
Hey, we recording, man. You might want to back up out of here, B. All right. The factor just came
A
through.
nice cameo from the factor.
You might have to put that out there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, close the door, man.
See?
Nah, close the door, man.
That's going to YouTube. I'm putting that up there.
All right. Well, anyway, so There has been talk that he's the greatest rapper alive. Now a lot of people, mainly Pusher T, that Godfrey calls him.
Don't do that.
Okay, Pusha T said the album cover was terrible. Why the Pusha T is chiming in on Drake putting out his album cover?
Why not? Didn't they have a beef?
No.
Yes, they did.
It was manufactured from Kanye.
All of this is.
Oh, it is manufactured.
The whole thing.
But,
even Kendrick coming out, I'm smoking on your top 5. Did you hear that?
It's manufactured.
Yeah, all of this. They're really trying to drum up excitement for these albums to come out. And they've been falling on their face.
I will say
Musically.
Nobody checked for Pusher T. And I think
he got another one on the way.
Who cares?
He got his braids redone.
But man, did you listen to it?
Yeah.
When he rapped, I thought it was great.
Oh, you talking about Drake?
Yeah.
Man,
I've always been like, when he rap is great.
When he rapped, it was great. But it was too much of that sing-songy stuff.
How you doing? Uncle Les, you know your nephew can sing?
I was like, what is this dude doing? Because, man, if he had, I don't remember how many tracks he had on there, but it was 80% that.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You supposed to be, beefing and whatnot. You got to come out a little harder than that.
So, based on, did you listen to any of the Certified Lover Boy?
Yeah. I listened to the whole thing.
Did you listen to the whole Kanye?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I invested myself into this because I bought into the hype a little bit.
We finna take this road trip to wherever we going.
All right.
What you gonna put in?
Neither one of those.
No, you ain't got no choice. This is what we talk about now.
Well, no. Well, hey, man, what you yelling for?
I don't know.
It'll be Drake over Kanye.
Okay. I'll just check.
Kanye, that's when it's somebody.
So he need new ghostwriters.
Something. He's been reading his own press, and he's very impressed with himself.
Very.
And you can tell.
So he
thinks he's a genius.
He really does.
And so he thinks he can just fart on the mic, and it's gonna be dope. And it's not. It's not. Kanye is not that guy. But
Uncle Les, I'm sorry you had to sit through this.
No,
we had some great shit going on. I'm trying to break down some real world stuff. Now you see when your nephew gets excited when we talking about rap shit. That's that devil music I'm talking
very
about.
Excited.
Nah, I'm playing.
He was setting you up, buddy.
Yeah. Now what does
it almost worked too?
What does the Prime Minister of China think when
is this the man not to be asking?
What you gonna do with that?
I want to know. Okay, this is fucking I'm interested in this shit.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, listen, fuck all the dumb
40-minute question.
I'm interested in everybody being better, not to mention niggas being better.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah. I ain't got to edit this bitch.
Exactly.
This is the Shoot from the Hip show. The Montoys, the Reese, Uncle Les.
Yes.
Before we let you go, your thoughts on your experience being here. We know you listen. We know you got to cover your ears sometime. You know we some heathens. You care to expunge on your experience here today?
Yes, this reminds me of how much I'll go ahead and say it right, how much I love soldiers. That you all would be willing to invite me well outside your demographic.
Oh, yeah.
And then ask me questions that I can answer. It reminds me of when Sergeant Gaston, who was one of my men, he wasn't in my unit, but we were on duty together.
E5, E6, E7?
He was at E6.
Okay.
Sergeant Gaston and I were on guard duty on overnight.
Mm-hmm.
CQ.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And I was the one in charge, and he was talking to me like you were talking to me. And then I was in the infantry.
Nigga.
There was nothing I hadn't heard before. And he said, "Sorry, sir." And I said, "What, Sergeant Gaston?" He said, "All the men know you don't like us to cuss." I never said that. I don't even care. I don't even hear it. I don't even hear it back in those days because everybody's doing it. And I said, "Well, thank you." And we moved on with him telling his story. But he couldn't talk without without being colloquial, shall we say.
Yeah, there you go.
But it didn't bother me. But that you all noted that and responded to it, it makes me feel respected and honored. That's my experience.
Like we did a bad job. At least I did.
I'm finna say, I did great over here.
And once again, listening to you all, what I really wanted to see, I wanted to sit over there and watch you guys play off each other, the repartee that I mentioned. That I got to see that again, and to see the camaraderie, the long-standing camaraderie is gratifying. And here's why. I'm in a men's group all the time. I often lead men's groups, and a lot of men don't have a best friend, and it's a huge absence in their life. They don't have anybody to talk to. They sit around and watch TV by themselves. They go have a beer, but they don't talk to anybody. But I mean, I don't know how deep you all get, but to have a relationship this long and not be intimate, talking about things that matter to you personally, would be an anomaly. And to see it happening with people I care about is especially gratifying.
I like that. Good answer.
You know that I don't have the training and discipline to say it that well. See, what I would have did, I would have said,
you'd still be talking.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I don't know why you dragged me up in here with all this foolishness.
Anyway, hey, this is the Shoot from the Hip show. D. Montoya's uncle is an esteemed military officer. If y'all don't know, D. Montoya, well, you know because he said it, but I have extreme gratitude for black military officers. There are several black enlisted, but not many officers that I was able to see, talk to. There's just a barrier there. And I never had that opportunity. And running into D. Montoya's gave me an opportunity to meet Uncle Les. And we had a great conversation off air. And I guess, man, I'm going to try and put this together because I got a lot of motherfucking questions.
Yeah.
You got to edit this, bitch.
You might put your demographic to sleep talking about stuff I know about.
So anyway.
No, we might wake some up. A sleeping giant out there.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to close it out. We glad to have him. He'll be back in Colorado by the time the show is out. But we glad to have you, Uncle Les. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
I appreciate you.
Thank you for blessing us.
Big time.
All your you know, your life experiences and all of that stuff. And I definitely appreciate it. Your nephew can't say the same.
Man, look here, man.
Because he just get mad
I
because
grew
it's
up
too
knowing
long.
Uncle Les. I know Uncle Les outside of the uniform. It's a whole different dynamic.
You know the
True.
You know,
I'm a different man in uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Professional.
Yeah, well, he just bully us.
All right, shoot for the hip.
Oh, then I am the same in uniform.
Shootfromthehip.xyz is the website. shootfromthehip1@gmail.com. Shoot from the Hip show everywhere else. This is Shoot from the Hip show. We holler at y'all next go round.
Bet it was everything I said it was gonna be plus a little extra. Chuck deuces out the roof, it's just something we do down in Texas. We'll see you when we hope it's this episode. And if you enjoyed the show, you can definitely let us know. Just hit us up, 559-825-SHOT. That's 559-825-7468. Or you can hit us up on the email if that's more your taste. To shootfromthehip1@gmail.com and let us know your take. Subscribe to the show on all platforms from Apple to Spotify or wherever else you caught us live, and hit us on the web at shootfromthehip.xyz. Now let's not sleep, cause that's not free. All support is greatly appreciated. Of course we like the kind of foe, but if it jingle, then it's great. And if you got some love for us and some extra play nuggets, then please don't forget to hit that beautiful donate button. I'm gone.